जी, आगे आ जाएं अब। आपसे मैं पहला सवाल तो ये पूछूंगी कि आप पाकिस्तान किस सिलसिले में गई थी और ये वाकया शुरू कैसे हुआ?
सबसे पहले तो मैं ये बताऊंगी कि मैं जब यहाँ रही हूँ, and when I started working in public health, I learned a lot like how the government worked for people. So I had that experience. After my retirement, I thought that I should take that experience back to Pakistan because Pakistan system does not work. So I was pro Imran. I was not pro Imran. I used to say that Imran Khan speak my language. What is in my heart, he says that. I'm not supporting him, he's supporting my ideas. So I went to Pakistan after my retirement. I thought, right now I'm in a good shape physically and mentally. I can work back in my home. Public health is non-existent in Pakistan. 80% population get infection and they waste their time, they waste their resources, they waste their money. So I went there, I met a lot of nice people over there, a lot of women who were, it is a good change in Pakistan that women are speaking their mind. They are not dictated by anyone, which is a big initial positive change. So when I went there, I think it feels like I was living my dream. I was surrounded by so many nice, active women who were working for the community. Everyone worked for themselves, but then after retirement, you can work for your goal. So with that hope, I went there. I enjoyed going to Zaman Park. I saw Zilesha, and the day I was there when he was killed. It was so much shelling. And when we came back, we were sitting in a van with my colleagues, and they said that he got killed. And the other guy said that I just saw him sitting in the police van. It was a very tragic event, how brutally an innocent man was killed in the street of Lahore in Pakistan. And you know, over here we come, they give us opportunity, they give us respect, and everyone become productive. In Pakistani community, people don't have those chances. The country is for the people. It is not for the government. The government should be done by the people for the people of Pakistan. So I have so many ideas. I'm not ready for this speech, so I'm speaking very haphazardly. That one.
No, thank you very much, Subuhi.
Speaking my heart. So I went to, when they arrested Imran Khan, I went to Liberty. Then I was told that they are going to Corps Commander House. Living in Lahore all my life, I didn't know where the Corps Commander because those areas are no-go areas for common people. People used to say those people who live behind those bars, they are our chokidar, but actually they are secluded from us. So I went there. I was surprised. I saw the ground on Corps Commander House. Greenery is my passion. And I said, okay, this is a very nice area. I never stepped in, but I took the public transportation over there. So I was not stopped in any area not to go there. But then coming back, I did my car. So I was wandering around. Then with some people, I came back very late. But I think my phone, I didn't know about those. I don't know. Someone complained about me. People asked me how they got you because I was not an active member. I was not a pension holder. But then I was coming back on 26th of May back to my kids who are living in, because they are all working, they are independent. So I thought that it is my time to do work for other people. So 26th of May, I was coming to New York to my daughter. But on 16th May at night, after midnight, some people came to my home and they asked me to go. And I said, where are, what I did wrong. And I think there are a group of people, some policemen and some other people, you know, some uniform. But I was so confident I didn't, even in jail, I was not like down. So I took my phone, I took some money, and I said, okay, I didn't do anything. So in the morning, I will come back. But then they put me in the jail, in one jail. Next day, they took me to another jail. My brother came and he said, no, it is not an issue. They created some story, so you are part of it. So next, after two jails, they took me to anti-terrorist court and the Amber Girl, people know her history. Uh, she didn't listen to us. They asked us to put the bags on your face. It was so insulting, like how you treat people who are not even criminal. So then after that, they took me to Kot Lakpat jail. For 14 days, my kids and my family didn't know where I'm living, how I'm living, which circumstances I'm living. They were very upset, and it was so hot over there. It is the same situation Imran Khan is living now. When I went there, jail is an experience for me. I'm not saying it is a good experience, but it was not bad because I met so many people so closely. When you live with them so closely, like there are five other people Sanam Javed, Tayyiba Raja, Hamza, Alia Hamza, and then Mariam Mazari. Khadija Shah was in a barrack with the regular prisoners. We were all PTI people in a small cell, like 6 by 9, with 3 bunk beds, small bathroom. And we were, in the beginning, we were 6 people. Then the other women's, they keep on coming. I think I was strong enough because didn't have any responsibilities. I was in a good, when I entered the jail, I thought, okay, thanks God, I'm physically and mentally strong to handle that. If I have arthritis, if I'm diabetic, if I'm cancer, then living in jail is a real jail. It was an experience for me.
But just one question, cause this is something that always comes to my mind when I think about all those ladies who were in jail and Imran Khan and everything, that the physical conditions there, like the bedding, like, the supply of medications, or do they make you do certain activities that you don't want to do? So how about all that?
This is what I'm telling. I was strong enough. A lot of people, they come, they were crying badly because they lost their jobs. They have sick kids or sick husbands at home. And I told them, in this jail, you have roof on your head, you have running water, running electricity, and you have a free food. 80% Pakistani people don't have access to them. And then they start laughing. I said, okay, we are not like, if you see, we are not prince and princess. We are common people. So I took it. I met so many people so closely. Khatija Shah and all those people. Sanam Javed was very vocal. Alia Hamza in the beginning was a disappointment because she was trapped in a bad situations. They did destruction in our house and she was crying a lot. After 2, 3 days, I said, Alia, you were in a party, you were a position holder, and we are just supporter. We were not a party. We are handling it. Why not you? So she stopped crying because we are strong together. We were in the jail, we were stronger. I make bonding with them because our mission was the same. I still wish I can go back. I admire my family. They supported me. My kids, they supported me. They didn't say that you are doing because they knew what I'm doing. It was our passion. I think 80%, 60 to 80% people have that passion to improve their country. And all of you, when you live outside the country, you know how the countries work. It is not like you dictate someone do this, do this. The institute should be independent, work to each other. You don't build the roads and you don't build the bridges, you don't build the hospital. You let them, those institutions, to work what is needed. In public health, I learned that they analyze what is the need for the community and then they work for it.
Gee, Dr. Subuhi, another question that I think somebody asked me earlier was, how were you released? What happened? How long exactly were you there in the jail? And what kind of, trial that was there? A trial that you were put under and then you got the release? So tell me about any legal support that you got and where did you get it from?
Interesting thing. My father was a judge. He did his bar at law. But then legal issues, we never suffered. We never went to the court. We never went to the police. So I don't know what was happening. And we were not explained. There were 27 allegations on every one of us. Like you did fire, you killed people, you did this. I forgot and I don't know what is happening to me. I think I took this as a chance to meet other PTI people from every walk of life. One of the lady, she was a helper, house helper, and she cannot speak, and she didn't know why she was here. Later on, I discovered that her son was using the phone in her name, and he was there with a friend in that protest. But she was present over there without any doing anything.
Thank you so much for sharing your thoughts, your experience, and your journey there in Pakistan. And we are glad to have you back here. Thank you.
I said that what doesn't kill you makes you stronger, so I'm strong.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you. It was a pleasure. Sorry for all the bad things that happened to you, but life is an experience. It did make you stronger, right? Yeah, it's always good. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's been a while since I haven't been on this podium addressing you all. We need to start this program. Can you hear me, Jalil, in the back? Okay, all right. So now, without further ado, we'll start this program, which is going to be a phenomenal interactive conversation with our biggest podcasters, presenters on the subject of Pakistan, democracy, and a lot of things. Some of them have made it into the event hall, and we are still waiting for some. But I think, in the sincerity of time and the goodness of what we have today, I will start this program officially. My name is Parvez Malik. People, when they look at me with my attire, they judge me for a different person. But I was born and raised in Karachi, and I've been here almost 45, 48 years in the state of Texas. I migrated to this country with the love of moving away from where I was and just wanted to venture out into a new world. And I found this world to be a phenomenal world. My house on the July 4th, as we say, always have a flag which is flying and still flying today, because I really, really admire to where I am, what this country has given me, what this state, this beautiful state of Texas has gratified me. Those are the things that we miss dearly from where we come. And we're going to have that discussion today with very esteemed and very professional and very advanced people. So once again, the name is Parvez Malik. I'm the director of the Center of Excellence of Community Service in Dallas. And we have hosted today's event for the doctors in democracy of Pakistan. This is our 47th program that we have hosted in Dallas, and we are majorly concerned with the law enforcement, with the senators, with the judiciary, people with Homeland, FBI, and all of those entities that are very meaningful and have a real relationship with us in our daily lives. That is what we do. We build common bridges with our alliances locally and nationally. We take pride in building bridges within our communities and fostering a positive image of the Pakistani intellectual diaspora. I have used the word intellectual because that is very important. You cannot make a difference if the intelligence is absent. The intelligence has to be there for common sense. Common sense, if it prevails, it does a lot of good things in our lives. I'm a real estate developer in the Dallas for almost 42 years, and a proud owner of the first FCC authorized radio station in the city of Dallas in the state of Texas, as a minority, as a Pakistani, and as a Muslim. I have engaged, debated. Thank you. And by the way, there was so much fiasco with that. The Israeli lobbies were after us. The whole city was after us. There's a lot of people after us because it started to have different tune in Pakistani language. But those days are gone. It's a very different place now. I have engaged, debated, hosted, and produced over 950 shows under the name Politically Incorrect in Dallas for over 20 years. I was the director of the Press Club of Dallas. This is the only club in Dallas for journalists and for all the writers and all the people associated with media, media broadcasting, and so on and so forth. I was the chairman of the board of directors for the Dallas, Pakistan Chamber of Commerce for many years, and the list goes on. So I have been active, very passionate for what we do and what we enjoy. Pakistan is dear to my heart, and I'm sure it is dear to your heart. That's why you're sitting with our chai and coffee and donuts here. So I really, really, truly welcome you all tonight on this wonderful morning here. Democracy is a form of government in which power is vested in the hands of the people, either directly or through freely elected representatives. The term comes from the Greek word demos, which is people, and kratos, which is the power of the rule, meaning the rule by the people. Now, in all sincerity, that has been absent in Pakistan since August 14, 1947. It was hijacked by a certain group of people, and they still hijacked it, and they're still going on with that. The roots of democracy face and trace back to the ancient Athens back in 5th century BC. So it's nothing new. It's a very old thing. It is maybe new for us because we've not been able to implement it. And there's many different reasons. I'm not going to go into it. While democracy promises power to the people, in Pakistan, it continues to be a serious hurdles. I don't want to take institutions because a lot of friends are sitting here, but military interferences, as quoted by the American organizations, is one of the reasons why it has not been able to prevail. It has never been able to foster, and it has not even went to where it's supposed to be in the last 75, 76 years that has gone through. So first of all, a round of applause to all of you people who have made this journey today to attend this. My appreciative and always sincere comments and my sincere admiration for people who are always in any part of this country or in North America are truly engaged in putting meaningful dialogues. So today we have a dialogue, and I'll moderate those dialogues because I don't want you to go off the rails. I just want you to be within the premise. Let's have a debatable conversation, so then you can simply have that little clip sent out in social media and see that you made a difference in someone's life today. The American Pakistani diaspora plays a powerful role in supporting democracy in Pakistan with access, and that is especially for people who are attending Apna and all the physicians who are here. This is very important. With access to education, global networks, and democratic institutions, they bring valuable ideas, advocacy, and resources from raising awareness about civil rights to funding independent media, think tanks, and legal aid. They help strengthen democratic voices. Many have, including Dr. Jalil, Dr. Tariq, and also a lot of different people that I don't know. Dr. Tahir, Nadeem Zaman, has invested their time in lobbying the same causes with the government of the United States of America in different capacities in promoting the civil rights. We at CECS have been very focused on the civil rights issues, the human rights issues, including that our affiliation with LULAC, the biggest organization in Dallas and nationwide, NAACP, and all of the organizations that are there today to foster a meaningful existence of human beings. If we have so many challenges in this country, imagine the challenges in a country that is called Pakistan, which is still trying to develop itself. And I would request someone to turn the AC on. I think the AC is off. A lot of people are getting a little warmed up. I'm getting a little warmed up too. So if they can do that, I'll appreciate it. Please, well, thank you very much. All right. So now I would invite thank you very much. Thank you. So I have my esteemed guest, Mr. Wajahat Khan, if you all know them. Please rise, Wajahat Khan. This is the guy you see on podcast TV every day. He's so passionate about Pakistan. He's going to be out talking to you all. Then I have Dr. Grimm here. You can stand and recognize yourself. I'm waiting for Dr. Moeed Pirzada. And you guys can take your seat. And now I'm going to invite our friend Nadeem Zaman to come out to the stage and the event and talk about it. I thank you for your time, and I appreciate you being here. Welcome to Texas. So a good round of applause for Texas.
Bismillah. Before I start, I want to recognize public official, Pakistani American Senator Saud Anwar. Senator, are you here? Big round of applause, Senator. Thank you. Senator Saud Anwar is our Connecticut General Assembly's 3rd District Senator. Thank you for being here. I think Pervez Bhai has said pretty much everything there is to be said about Center of Excellence for Community Services, CECS, have previously hosted one of these events. That was in collaboration with Tariq Khan and Dr. Tahir Khan. This time they have been sponsors, but the people who initiated the event was Doctors for Democracy, led by Dr. Jalil Khan. Obviously, we cannot say to the causes like these, events like these. And as Pervez Bhai has mentioned, we have hosted, and most of those who are here from Dallas, you have attended some of those events. We have worked on civil rights issues, not necessarily human rights, but on civil rights. We have worked with the Department of Justice, Homeland Security. We have worked with FBI. We have worked with the U.S. Attorney's Office. We have worked with the district attorneys from both the big counties, both in Dallas and Collin counties. We have worked with all the local mayors and police chiefs in the past. The platform started from doing activism for South Asian families with special need kids and victims of domestic abuse. That's where we started, but that led us into civil rights, and civil rights are human rights. I want to. There's more to be said, but again, the topic is such is it just simply says the future of democracy in Pakistan. But I'm looking forward to our esteemed panelists that they will shed light on actually the definition of democracy and as we know it. And does it change from place to place? I mean, is there an understanding of democracy? Does it change from one place to another? And I hope you guys address that. I'm not going to be conducting the panel, so I hope somebody asks that question. But I think that's the understanding of actually, the democracy in Pakistan, because I guarantee you that if I call someone in Pakistan right now and said, "What's the future of democracy in Pakistan?" they're going to tell you that, well, we are a democratic country right now. There is a functioning democracy in Pakistan. And we all know that's not true. With that, is Dr. Jalil Khan here? So I'm going to invite my partner in crime. Dr. Jalil Khan and I have worked under his leadership for Shaukat Khanum Cancer Hospital for over a decade, almost 12 years now. And Jalil Bhai has raised millions and millions of dollars for a wonderful cause. He was one of the founding member of PAC. He's now a board member and a lifetime member of APNA. Yes, and he's the brains behind Doctors for Democracy and the instigator to convince me that I should host this event. So, Jalil Khan.
अस्सलाम वालेकुम। एक तो शुरू करूँगा बिस्मिल्लाहिर्रहमानिर्रहीम से, और दूसरी बात ये कि हम ना बाज आएंगे मोहब्बत से, हम ना बाज आएंगे मोहब्बत से, जान जाएगी और क्या होगा। आप लोगों का बहुत शुक्रिया. We really grateful that you guys have taken special effort to come from other hotel to this hotel. Of course, there are some shuttles and there are delays and all that stuff. So we are just logistical issues always happen, and never mind. But we are here for the effort. Everybody has to put some effort to make a change. So that is why we're here. We have a very distinguished panel. We have a couple of congressmen. They are going to be here also, and I will apologize to my panel that if they show up, we have to give them immediate time, so they have to leave, if that's okay with you. Thank you so much. इसके अलावा इंशाल्लाह. अच्छा जी, अच्छा, बहुत शुक्रिया हमारे फ्रेंड्स का. डॉक्टर शहबाज गिल इज राइट हियर. प्लीज हैव अ सीट. थैंक यू. Moeed Pirzada is not feeling well, but he is on his way. Still, he said he's coming and he will be here. Um, जैसे आपको हमने बताया कि ये जो सेमिनार है ये फ्यूचर ऑफ डेमोक्रेसी इन पाकिस्तान. डेमोक्रेसी इन पाकिस्तान तो वो भी कहते हैं कि हमारे पास है, लेकिन हम बात करें फ्यूचर ऑफ डेमोक्रेसी इन पाकिस्तान. The hybrid system, which is in place for the last 70 years, has failed miserably multiple times, and we are still doing the same thing over and over again to reinvent the wheel, which has punctured multiple times. So we like to fight for the cause, for the effort, for a real democracy, or जैसे the democracy which we are getting benefit in this country. And I really feel ashamed that many people who were jubilating that Mamdani won primary and this all that, and they were supportive of the dictatorship in Pakistan. So how can you be supporting democracy here and you are celebrating it, but in Pakistan you are saying that we are with dictators? So I need to there has to be some soul searching going on. It has to happen. And before I move forward, I just realized Dr. Hussain from Atlanta, she comes every year, and please give her a big hand. She is just like a mother. Please stand. Zarur, Abhi, we will come to that question also. I just want to start. Hamara interactive panel hoga. We will have that panel once everybody has their speeches done and stuff like that. So to begin the program, we would like to invite Dr. Tahir Khan for Tilawat, and then we'll move on. Thank you.
Assalamu alaikum. I'm not, they just asked me to recite some verses. I'm not, just recite few verses from Alam Nashra. Bismillah. Alam Nashra laka sadrak wa wadwana anka wizrak allazi ankada zahrak wa rafa'ana laka zikrak. Fa innama al usri yusran, innama al usri yusra. Fa iza faraghta fansab wa ila rabbika farghab. So, in the verse 5 and 6, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, with hardship comes ease. And he emphasizes, he says it again, undoubtedly, with hardship will come ease. So that's the message. Don't be hopeless.
I think we're missing a moderator. I think we need Pervez here. Yeah, he took our pictures, got excited, and left.
Right, we go parked outside.
I think we just start all of these.
Yeah.
Let it go.
10:30. Yeah. Sorry. You got
Let's start. All right, so. There was some housekeeping stuff that I was running around. I knew there are some people out here was just kind of squirming in their seats. I knew it's a little warm. I tried to find someone, didn't see anyone out there. So that was the whole story there. So there she is squirming out there too. And I thought, okay, good. So now we're going to start our program. We're going to invite all of these phenomenal, beautiful people out. Yes, sir. To come out there and give their impact statement. Impact statements are always good. Tell a little story about themselves and a little story about what they have done, and also they can share some good stories. There's going to be a time limit on it. If I start with 3.5 minutes, will that work each? No? Should I go for 5? No, okay. All right. So for first and foremost, let's go.
Thank you very much, Pervez Bhai. So before we start the panel discussion, I would like to invite Nazia Shahbaz Hussain, to say a few words. She is leading the efforts for PRP, though that is Prisoners Rehabilitation Project. Thank you so much, Nazia.
Bismillah Rahman Rahim. Assalamu alaikum and good afternoon, everyone. My name is Nazia Imtiaz Hussain. Oh, I forgot to say that. Iyaka nabadu wa iyaka nasta'in. You alone we worship and you alone we ask for help. So like I said, my name is Nazia Imtiaz Hussain. I am the director of the Alliance Organization, a registered 501c3, and a proud supporter and active worker of the Pakistan Rehabilitation Project. Today, I'm not here to talk about a cause. I want to speak about a crisis of conscience. The Pakistan Rehabilitation Project wasn't born in comfort. It was born in pain, in the cold, brutal silence that surrounds those unjustly imprisoned. And no one knows that silence more than Mrs. Khatija Shah. She didn't just hear about it, she lived it. She was thrown into a cell. She saw women stripped of their dignity. She heard their cries at night, saw their pain, felt their isolation. She didn't read about the suffering. She carried it in her memory, in her soul. And when she was released, almost 8 months, she didn't just walk away. She turned back towards those still trapped. With her leadership and the dedication of a passionate team, the Pakistan Rehabilitation Project began serving political prisoners and their families legally, emotionally, financially. Yes, we've had generous donors. But let me be honest, this is not enough anymore. With every child left behind, every mother, father, spouse waiting outside a jail cell, our responsibility grows. That's why I'm standing here today. What began as a small personal project amongst friends and family, we've now opened to the public because silence is no longer silence. It's closing our eyes to those who are suffering. And every time we look away, we miss the chance to stand on the right side of humanity. History remembers those who cared, even when it was hard. To support the effort, I designed a line of pins, mugs, and other merchandise that is available outside. Please buy it. And this was not just to raise funds, but to carry the message into every home. We have not forgotten the imprisoned, the fallen, and the one still holding on. Because Imran Khan's movement is not just about politics. It's about dignity, hope, and the right of every Pakistani to dream without fear. And this project is an extension of the same dream, to stand with the silenced and restore dignity where it was stripped. This is not charity, it's solidarity. This, this is not just a donation, it's standing for a cause. So if you believe in justice, if you believe in standing with those who cannot speak for themselves, then please, please become a donor. Be their voice. Share the message. Wear the cause. Because one day history will ask us, where were you when they took the brave and locked them away? Pakistan Zindabad, Imran Khan Paindabad. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Nazia, for your efforts. There's a short clip of Khadija Shah, which she has sent today. She's going to talk about this prisoners rehabilitation project, and all the stuff is outside. Please support. All the funds go to her, and she pays almost 200 families every month a stipend until they are get any other efforts for their livelihood. Thank you so much.
और आज मैं आप लोगों के लिए वीडियो मैसेज इसलिए बता रही हूँ CRP प्रोग्राम है पाकिस्तान रिहेबिलिटेशन प्रोजेक्ट जो हमने PTI के बिजनेस के लिए शुरू किया उसके बारे में थोड़ी बात करना चाहती थी हम लोग सारे आज इन दिनों में इकट्ठे हुए हैं डालस के अंदर अब हमारा पाकिस्तानी डायस्पोरा हमारी इस पाकिस्तान में पिछले 3 सालों से एक बहुत मुश्किल वक्त से गुजरे हैं आप लोगों ने हमारे लिए बहुत आवाज़ भी उठाई है बहुत ज़्यादा आप लोगों की हमारे लिए हमारे लिए क्या अपने मुल्क के लिए और हमारे जो आपके मुल्क के लोग हैं कर रहे हैं उनके लिए आप लोगों ने बहुत ज़्यादा मेहनत अस्सलाम वालेकुम मैं खदीजा शाह और आज मैं आप लोगों के लिए वीडियो मैसेज इसलिए बता रही हूँ क्योंकि हमारा जो
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm sorry. I thought the glitches happen only with the live stream. We'll be having with the recorded also. So sorry about that. I would like to invite Dr. Farooq Shamim to introduce Mr. Ryan Graham from Dropsite, please.
Assalamu alaikum, everyone. And as we start, Iyaka na'budu wa iyaka nasta'in. And I think let's say, Kaun bachayega Pakistan? Thank you, thank you. So it's my pleasure to introduce a one strong journalist who doesn't stop, who doesn't get scared, and he reports those breaking news, which is like really the cipher or the Islamabad massacre, and now this big news that what Trump said to Asim Munir in a lunch is a big one. He's the co-founder of Dropsite. He is changing the news media. You know, the legacy media, which is like others, the big ones, they have big budgets, corporate trained and corporate controlled. He's finishing that. He's reporting the great news. So it's my pleasure to introduce and welcome Ryan Graham.
So I'll be quick, and I'll repeat one story that I told last night actually. As we were getting close to publishing the cipher, I asked our source. I said, this is a historic document that you're leaking, and you're taking extraordinary risks to do so. Why did you choose to come to us? Like, what? Open question. And he said, well, it's a process of elimination. He said, Pakistan media here, so many of them are compromised that the leaker would probably be exposed very quickly. And if they were not, the chance that the outlet would be able to actually publish it is close to zero. Like that just wouldn't happen. But then when it comes to the Western mainstream press, most of those, or almost all of those, have bureaus in Pakistan. And the correspondents who are working in those bureaus are either, directly compromised or can be compromised because they have direct interaction with the ISI on the ground. And so anything that gets leaked, even if it gets leaked to, say, the Washington bureau of the New York Times, if a correspondent in Pakistan learns the identity of the leaker, that will get back to a person's handlers. And on top of that, these outlets, whether it's the BBC or the New York Times, they have a subtle bias in which they are, whether they are articulated this way or not, or understand it this way or not, are act often as arms and voices for the foreign policy of the governments in the country where they're based, New York Times, BBC, etc. And so after that, that's it. Like there's actually nobody else. And so it was, who has the credibility and the journalistic capacity to be able to handle this, and then will also be read, by the mainstream press, by the people at the White House and the State Department. And it made me think how fragile that is, because if independent media isn't there to be the vehicle for that, then people around the world who want to take those risks, who want to try to change the course of history, who see something that's wrong and want to right it, they need somewhere to go. You can't just post it on X, because then immediately they would either it'd get ignored, or like this is fake, or like this nobody would take it seriously. And so I wanted to underline the importance of having independent media. It's not just us at this point. We're growing that space on the independent investigative journalism space, but we need to continue to grow the work that we do. We are a 501c3, which means that here in the U.S., if you make contributions above and beyond the subscription, those are tax deductible to the fullest extent of the law. And we actually are now fundraising to try to hire another reporter, as you know, Wakas Akman, who does a lot of incredible reporting for us. He would be just dedicated mostly to, he'd be dedicated to South Asia. Wajahat knows him well. So incredible journalist all the way through. And this is not expensive stuff relative to the impact that it can have. We're talking low six figures, and we actually have, over the last 6 months or so, been trying to raise for this position. We even built a page that's pakistan.dropsitenews.com, and you can see that there's a pretty paltry success towards that effort. I think we've raised maybe $15,000 or $20,000 or something like that. That coming in an annualized way, which is not enough to do the kind of work that we need to do. And I think, and so what I'd like to convey is that my understanding in the Pakistani diaspora is that there is enormous amounts of generosity when it comes to charitable giving, direct aid. If there's a storm, a hurricane, an earthquake, a genocide, people are chipping in and giving until it hurts to try to alleviate the suffering that is caused by those events or those actions. But when it comes to political giving or ideological giving or giving for a cause or for the cause of independent journalism, there's a gap there. It's like a mental gap that people haven't gone there yet. So just something to think about and talk about amongst yourselves as you're considering where to put charitable giving. To remember that causes, political ones, journalistic ones, also matter, because the idea then is you can maybe save a little bit on the charitable side if the people aren't as hungry and if the people aren't suffering as much as they otherwise were, because otherwise you're always playing catch up. And then I just wanted to quickly talk about the story that we had yesterday, because I think we'll talk more about it while we're on the panel here. So yesterday we reported the first details from the lunch meeting that Donald Trump had on June 19th with Asim Munir. And in that meeting, he said to him, Field Marshal, and it's very Trumpian that he would use that phrase, because I'm sure somebody told Trump that he'd given himself the title of Field Marshal, and I'm sure Trump just played around with that in his head. Field marshal, field marshal. He probably liked it in a way. Like, I'm sitting down with a field marshal. But he also understands how ridiculous it is, too. So, like, Trump contains multitudes. So he said to him, Field Marshal, I need you to resolve the Imran Khan situation. He said, I have a lot of Pakistani friends. I have a lot of Pakistanis here in America helped me get elected. I need you to resolve this. Now, what he did not say, and we can talk about this more, and then I'll wrap. What he did not say is or else or something. You can see what he's doing with Lula right now in Brazil. He is upset at the way that the courts are going after Bolsonaro. He's upset at the way that the Supreme Court there is censoring, Twitter, YouTube, American tech companies. He doesn't like what they're doing. He's going to hit them with a 50% tariff, he says, and will escalate from there. So Trump, when he means business, lets you know he means business. So there's an interesting game that he's playing there. Maybe he's trying to figure out, like, does he even need to put pressure? I can just say this and it'll happen, because that's customarily how American presidents understand their relationship with the Pakistan military. We tell you what to do and they do it. Or they say they're going to do it, and then they sort of do it, and then a week later hope that the Americans have forgotten about it. But so the fact that he didn't go that far, I think, is also worth unpacking. Well, like, why not, and what's it going to take to get to there? But so that's it for these opening remarks. When I look forward to talking with you guys. Thank you so much. Oh, and so yes, it's just pakistan.dropsitenews.com. Will take you directly to the page, and that's the better one to use, because that sends a signal to our fundraising director that this is money that came in to support our coverage of Pakistan and politics in Pakistan, which then helps me when I argue, like, we need to spend more time and more resources doing journalism on Pakistan and on South Asia.
Thank you very much, Dr. Grimes. Thank you for your wonderful thoughts and comments. And I have Dr. Jalil here to introduce our next media hall.
Thank you very much, Ryan. You've been great effort. From coming from New York City. Is it New York or DC? Thank you so much for showing up. And please all subscribe to Drop Site. And I think I heard this news that Pakistanis are not subscribing to Drop Site, so they have to do that. Please do. Okay, we have I think the video is ready. Can you play the video?
अस्सलाम वालेकुम एवरीवन, मैं खदीजा शाह हूँ और आज मैं आप लोगों के लिए ये वीडियो मैसेज इसलिए बना रही हूँ क्योंकि मैं आप लोगों के साथ थोड़ा सा हमारा जो पीआरपी प्रोग्राम है, पाकिस्तान रिहेबिलिटेशन प्रोजेक्ट, जो हमने पीटीआई के प्रिजनर्स के लिए शुरू किया, उसके बारे में थोड़ी बात करना चाहती थी। आप लोग सारे आज इन दिनों में इकट्ठे हुए हैं डैलस के अंदर, और अब हमारा पाकिस्तानी डायस्पोरा, उन्होंने हमारी इस जो हम लोग पाकिस्तान में ये पिछले 3 सालों से बहुत मुश्किल वक्त से गुजर रहे हैं, आप लोगों ने हमारे लिए बहुत आवाज़ भी उठाई है, बहुत ज़्यादा आप लोगों की हमारे लिए क्या, अपने मुल्क के लिए और हमारे जो आपके मुल्क के लोग हैं जो इसका ऑन ग्राउंड सामना कर रहे हैं, उनके लिए आप लोगों ने बहुत ज़्यादा मेहनत की है और आप लोग करे जा रहे हैं। मैं आप लोगों को बस थोड़ा सा ये बताना चाहूँगी कि हमने पाकिस्तान रिहेबिलिटेशन प्रोजेक्ट किस वजह से शुरू किया और इसके अंदर हम क्या काम करते हैं। सो पीआरपी वाज इसकी जो बेसिकली विजन है वो अलीमा खान साहिबा की थी। उनके साथ मैं जब जेल से बाहर आई तो मेरी उनसे मुलाकात हुई, मैंने उनके साथ इस चीज़ के ऊपर काम शुरू किया। हमारे साथ और भी बहुत से लोग हैं जो इसके अंदर मेहनत कर रहे हैं और काम कर रहे हैं, और हमारा पर्पस यही था कि हम सारे के सारे जो पीटीआई के प्रिजनर्स हैं उनका डेटा कलेक्ट करें, डॉक्यूमेंट करें, उसको एक जगह इकट्ठे रखें, और फिर उधर से हमने फिर उन लोगों की मदद करना शुरू की। ये ऑब्वियसली एक उस तरह से हमारी مطلب پرزنرز ہمارے بہت زیادہ تھے، 10,000 کے تقریباً لوگ جو 9 مئی کے بعد جیلوں میں گئے، اور اس کے بعد ویریس پروجیکٹس ہوئی، ان کے اندر دوبارہ لوگ گرفتار ہوئے. پھر 26 نومبر کے اندر 7,000 کے قریب لوگ گرفتار ہوئے اور وہ لوگ جیلوں میں گئے. تو ہم لوگ آبویسلی ایک آئی مین جو ہمارا انیشل چیز تھی وہ یہی تھی کہ ہم نے ان سب کا ڈیٹا کلیکٹ کرنا ہے تاکہ ہمارے پاس ساری انفارمیشن ہو کہ ہمارے لوگوں کے ساتھ کیا کیا ہوا اور ان کے کیا حالات ہیں، یہ کون کتنی دیر جیل میں رہا، اور اس کی جو بھی ہر انسان کی، ہر پرزنر کی ساری ڈیٹیل ہمارے پاس موجود ہونی چاہیے. لیکن اس کے ساتھ ساتھ ہم لوگوں نے لوگوں کی مدد بھی کرنی شروع کی، کیونکہ ہم نے دیکھا کہ لوگوں کے حالات بہت زیادہ خراب تھے. اور یہ جو پرزنرز تھے ان کی فیملیز، یہ زیادہ تر ہمارے لوگ بہت غریب تھے اور ان کو اتنے اتنے مہینوں جیلوں میں رکھا گیا، جس کی وجہ سے ان کا جو گھر کا نظام تھا وہ کمپلیٹلی ڈسٹروائے ہو گیا. نہ یہ لوگ، ان کے بچے اسکولوں سے نکل کے، ان کے مطلب جو گھر تھے وہ لٹرلی گھر کے اندر کھانا پینا کچھ بھی یہ افورڈ نہیں کر سکتے تھے، بیکاز جو مین بریڈ ونر تھا اس کو جیل میں ڈال دیا گیا. تو ان کی ہم نے مدد شروع کی. اسپیسیفکلی ہمارا چاہتے تو ہم یہی ہیں کہ ہم ہر اس انسان کی مدد کریں جو جیل گیا ہے اور جس نے یہ سختی برداشت کی ہے، کیونکہ وہ ابھی بھی ہم لوگ سب می انکلوسو، ہم لوگ سارے جو ہیں وہ ٹرائلز کا حصہ ہیں، ہم لوگوں کی پیشیاں بھی ہیں، ہم سب بیلوں کے اوپر باہر ہیں. تو ہم لوگ اس اذیت سے بھی نکلے نہیں ہیں، لیکن میرے جیسا انسان پھر بھی اپنی مدد آپ کر سکتا ہے. لیکن یہ زیادہ تر لوگ جو ہیں یہ نہ ان کے پاس نوکریاں ہیں، نہ یہ کام کر سکتے ہیں، کیونکہ یہ ابھی بھی اس مشکل پیریڈ سے گزر رہے ہیں، ان کو پیشیاں اٹینڈ کرنی پڑتی ہیں. سو ان کے گھر بار سارے جو ہیں وہ بیسکلی ایٹ اے اسٹینڈ اسٹل ہیں اور بالکل اجڑے ہوئے ہیں. تو ہم نے ان کو جو ہمارے پرزنرز ہیں ان کو، ان کی فیملیز کو ہم نے سسٹین کرنا شروع کیا. ان کو ہم ایک منتھلی اسٹائپنڈ دیتے ہیں. اس وقت پی آر پی کی طرف سے more than 250 families have been supported on a monthly basis. ان کو ہم اتنا کر دیتے ہیں کہ ان کا گھر کا خرچہ چلتا رہے، ان کے بچے اسکول جاتے رہیں، اور ان کو ایک بیسک سسٹیننس جو ہے وہ ان کو ملتی رہے. آپ لوگوں سے بس آج میں یہ کہنا چاہوں گی کہ نازیہ حسین انہوں نے ہمارے لیے بہت یہ خان صاحب کی مرچنڈائز ڈیزائن کی ہے اور پروڈیوس کی ہے، اور وہ بہت محنت سے انہوں نے یہ کام کیا ہے، اور بہت ہی ریزنیبلی یہ چیزیں پرائسڈ ہیں. اس کے اندر آپ کے کافی مگس ہیں، اس کے اندر آپ کی کیپس ہیں، اس کے اندر ٹی شرٹس ہیں، اور دوسرے وہ جو آپ کی واٹر باٹلز ہیں. ہم سب کو ان چیزوں کی ضرورت ہوتی ہے، لیکن یہ چیزیں جو ہیں ان کا ایک اسپیشل مقصد ہے اور ایک یہ اسپیشل کاز کے ساتھ جڑی ہوئی ہیں، اور وہ یہ ہے کہ جتنی بھی یہ چیزیں ہماری بکیں گی اس کا ایک ایک پینی جو ہے وہ ہمارے بزنس کو جائے گا، ان کی ریہیبلیٹیشن کے لیے جائے گا. تو پلیز آپ لوگ سارے ضرور ان کو
Thank you very much. Please give a big hand to Khadija sir. I would like to invite our special guest, Congressman Mark Veazey. He's a big supporter of human rights and Pakistani community and Pak. He has signed HR 901. He's a co-sponsor on multiple letters. We call him. He has always come in the forefront to help the Pakistani diaspora. He is from Fort Worth, 33rd District, and he's a great friend. We look forward to work with him in the future also. Here we invite Mark Veazey. Thank you very much, Congressman.
Thank you. Oh, thank you. How are y'all doing? Good, good. Well, I hope that everyone is having a great conference. I really appreciate being invited to come here and talk about issues that are very important to the Pakistani diaspora community around the world, here in the US. And just to give you a little bit of background on myself, I've been in Congress now since 2013. And I serve on the House Energy and Commerce Committee. That is the committee in Congress that handles about 60% of the legislation that moves through the U.S. House of Representatives. We do everything from energy to telecommunications, radio, television, energy production, nuclear, gas, oil, renewables. It's a huge committee with a lot of responsibility. My first 3 terms, though, in Congress, I served on the Armed Services Committee, where I oftentimes sat in briefings dealing directly with the U.S. Military relationship that we have with Pakistan. And I also serve on the Helsinki Commission, and I was just elected as the chair of First Committee on that particular organization. We meet, thank you. That means I'll preside over the conference when we get ready to go and meet this summer. Or I'm sorry, we just had the summer meeting. So we'll go back to the winter meeting in Vienna in February, and I'll preside over that winter meeting over the conference. And so looking forward to that. So I have a lot of experience dealing with U.S. foreign relations. And unfortunately, there's a lot that's going on in Pakistan today that's just not good for Pakistan, which means that it's not good for the world. And unfortunately, we know that there's a lot of concerns about election rigging in Pakistan. We've seen this before in Pakistan's history, and we have to learn from that because we don't want to backslide and go into an era with Pakistan that is not good. We need a strong Pakistan because it's in the best interest of the United States that we have a strong and democratic Pakistan. Very important for the United States. And so here's what I've done in Washington, D.C. to make sure that I'm championing that cause. I'm the co-sponsor of the Pakistan Democracy Act that authorizes sanctions for those who have knowingly engaged in wrongful persecution and imprisonment. And the imprisonment of political opponents in Pakistan. This is a bipartisan effort that reflects a shared understanding that a democratic Pakistan is in everyone's best interest, and everyone's best interest, whether they are Democrat or whether they are Republican. The arrest of a prominent political figure like Imran Khan demands transparency, it demands adherence to due process, and it demands that this not be used as a tool to suppress political opposition or silence dissent. The Pakistani government has a responsibility to uphold the right to peaceful protest. The Pakistani government has a responsibility to protect its citizens from excessive force. And the Pakistani government has a responsibility to live up to the values of democracy. And America must continue to advocate for democratic values and human rights in Pakistan because we need a consistent and principled foreign policy that supports a free and open society in Pakistan. And what I mean by a free and open society is this. We need the Pakistani government to respect fundamental freedoms. We need the Pakistani government to ensure transparent and legal process for Imran Khan. And we need the Pakistani government to protect all of its citizens all of the time. At the same time, Pakistani's political instability poses significant regional security risk, particularly given its status as a nuclear state. This requires a balanced approach that addresses our security interests while also upholding our commitment to democratic governance and human rights. It's critical that we find ways to work with Pakistan to address our shared challenges while also clearly communicating our expectations regarding democratic principles and respect for human rights. I am hopeful for the future of the Pakistani people because they have demonstrated their desire for a democratic future. We must stand in solidarity with the Pakistani people and continue to advocate for a Pakistan where the rule of law is upheld and where human rights are upheld and where democratic principles prevail. Thank you very much for having me here today. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And please continue to advocate on social media. Go on X, go on Instagram, go on Facebook, and continue to advocate for what is right. Thank you.
Mark, just stay here for a second. Mark has spoken the voice of Pakistani diaspora. 95% of Pakistani diaspora speak the same language which Mark is representing. Thank you so much for always supporting us. Appreciate it. And please support his campaign. Don't forget, Texas 33rd District. Thank you. I would like to invite Nadeem Zaman to introduce our next speaker, Wajahat Khan.
My brother.
You're good, bro.
All right. Thank you, Congressman. See you. Thank you. We're going to continue with our program, and it's my honor to introduce the first panelist and good friend. You all know Wajahat as Khan, Wajahat Saeed Khan. Uh, yeah, that's it, right? He's the Pakistani multimedia journalist known for high-talking interviews and frontline reporting, right? And the Emmy-nominated, the famous Wajahat Khan, hard-hitting. And this is my second time I'm hosting it, although we have spoken many, many times. But this gives me so much pleasure. Wajahat, you don't need much introduction than this. You know, everybody knows you, and it's a delight for us to have you back in Dallas. Wajahat Saeed Khan.
Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you. Finally, huh? Hello, Dallas. How is everyone doing? Good. Assalamu alaikum. आज का महाज Dallas के नाम. Okay, so एक तो doctors like yourself tend to know very well how to fix problems. You fix hearts, you treat trauma, you manage chronic conditions. But what makes you uniquely qualified is exactly that. Your medical professions make you uniquely qualified to understand Pakistan's democracy. It's just like a really bad patient. It's got irregular democratic norms, recurring trauma from human rights violations, and a very high bloody civilian blood pressure. And sometimes it goes into a military-induced coma, which we seem to be heading into. But we're not going to let it get there. Thank you to my friend, my very dear friend, where is he? Nadeem Zaman, and for having me for the second time in Dallas in the last couple of years. And to Dr. Jalil for inviting me and allowing me to give my 2 cents, even when some others, from what I heard, didn't want me here. I find it ironic that such actions to be non-inclusive were taking place at a conference about democracy where including all types of voices is the essence of democracy. Nadeem and Jalil both do great work. Nadeem for CECS, and must be given a hand, which shows us that community building doesn't mean that you start with helping others who look like you or sound like you. Rather, you start with helping others who are like you. And Jalil's efforts for ParkPack have made that organization a force to be reckoned with from here all the way to Washington, D.C. Manned by other friends like Tariq Khan, manned by the friends like Tahir Khan, This is a fearsome force, and I'm very proud to know these gentlemen. They're doing great work. You must support them. Also, thank you to all of you who listen to my views and provide patience and support and feedback. And what I'm going to tell you is premised on a few things. I'm going to tell you 4 premises, and then I'm going to quickly launch into my argument, just so you know where I'm coming from, because a lot of people are concerned about where I'm coming from, even people on the stage. So let me just be very clear. Reporting on the army is not reporting for the army. I've been called the most connected and experienced security and military reporter of my generation by you and some of my colleagues here. I'm not going to deny it. I probably know the military better than most people in the military know the military. And I have the distinction of knowing the other services too. But please understand this. This is really important. That my expertise and understanding of the military does not in any way mean that I'm sympathetic to the policies of the military, nor do I endorse their violations or their cruelty or their illegality through which they operate. Now, unlike other journalists or vloggers who do this, I saw this moment more than anybody else, before anybody else, and back in 2018-19. I saw all of this coming during the first year of the Imran Khan government, when the famous same page with Bajwa, with Asif Munir, with Asif Ghafoor, with Faz and company was happening. Imran, who is a childhood hero, Imran made many mistakes when he was on that same page, but those mistakes are what caused me to leave before anybody else on this stage or in my community. But still, today, I want to be very clear that regardless of the mistakes Imran Khan made while in power, I've got the deepest respect for Imran because of, firstly, the 707 days that he stands incarcerated today, because in him has finally emerged a leader who's standing against a very powerful and a very undemocratic and a very dangerous system, a system which has reaches all the way to this very room. So you might have a problem with Imran, you might not have a problem with Imran, you cannot deny the following: the man is the bravest leader we've seen in a while, and he's ready to give it all. Those were my 4 premises. Now, here's the answer to really starting the debate from my end. I think the future of Pakistani democracy is right here. About 100 years ago, when colonialism was at its peak, exactly 100 years ago, was when colonialism was at its peak, when the British were massacring us in Jallianwala Bagh and bombing us in Waziristan and arresting us in Calcutta and Lahore and had jailed many of our leaders during the independence movement. It was people like us, exactly like us, people who were based abroad, who did exactly this. They convened, they debated, they explored the future of a democratic India while overseas. At that time, none of us were in America. We were mostly in England. We were at places like Oxford and Cambridge. We were at schools like Lincoln's Inn and Gray's Inn. This is where the first generation of Indian and Pakistani leaders, who would become the first leaders of those 2 countries, did their thing. That's where the first roundtable conferences were held. That's where the first debates were held. That's where the term Pakistan was invented. It was invented by overseas diaspora Indians of the time. That's where Iqbal started writing to Jinnah and became fast friends with him. In fact, most of Iqbal's writing during that time and most of Jinnah's ideas were not formed in India. They were formed while both of them were abroad. Why? Because they were free to debate, free to explore, free to decide in a free society. A terrible colonial power England was at that time, but a master in India, but still free at home. And Jinnah, Iqbal, and all of our other leaders enjoyed that freedom. And that's exactly where we are here today as Pakistani Americans, in a very free country and free to debate what this is happening. So, the future of Pakistani democracy 100 years later, I'm not comparing ourselves to Jinnah, Nauzubillah, or Iqbal, or any of the great leaders, but we are going through the same moment the diaspora had 100 years ago. Why? Because Pakistan still behaves like a colony, like a neo-colony. Its unelected military regime still draws legitimacy from former colonial masters and new clients. And here we are, uniquely placed to challenge those colonial masters and their vassals back home. The future of Pakistani democracy, ladies and gentlemen, friends and foes, it's right here. It's in this room. It's in the academics and journalists who dissect and report on the country's problems freely and bravely every day. It's in the activists and lobbyists who I see in the stands here, who, through letters and legislation, keep on pushing Washington every day. People like Jalil, people like Nadeem, people like Tariq, people like Tahir. It's in the donors like you who make this happen, but it's also threatened here. There are divisions amongst us, and this is very serious. There are gangs, there are groups, there are lobbies. Some are loyal to one person, some are loyal to another group. We can't afford this. I've learned something, let me tell you, I've learned something from the military. I learned a lot from the military, but learned one particular thing from the military. And as I have mentioned earlier, nobody's come as close as I have to the military except one person, and his name was Arshad Sharif. Arshad possibly had as much, if not more, experience than me, and he spent a lot of time alone, him and me, on front lines because we were the only two security cleared journalists in that country. The only two. We would sit in a helicopter, his team there, my team here, and roll out to Waziristan and Wajahat. We spent a lot of time alone. What they did to him is reprehensible, but that was them punishing him for doing the right thing. And both Arshad and I, God bless him, learned something about the army together. It also improved our work, but something that makes them different from everybody else in the country. The army, and this is important, the army is united. It doesn't matter what the issue is, whether it's a legal issue or an illegal issue. It doesn't matter whether the order they get is legal or illegal or moral or amoral or ethical or unethical. They are always bloody well united. And we, at the drop of a hat, we divvy it up. We become, we मस्जिदें ऐसे बनती हैं इस कमरे में, इस स्टेज पे ऐसे ग्रुप्स बनते हैं. That's their strength, and that's our weakness. We need to come together at this time because वक्त आ गया. No more groups, no more parties, no more lobbies, no more favoritism. खुदा के लिए, अल्लाह पाक के लिए, no more politics. They're banning us. They're targeting our families. They're silencing us, and they're coming for you. They're silencing you next. You're probably being profiled at this very moment. Somebody's got a file open for you at some point. I know Nazia is because of the lovely speech she made. So the only way to stop them is to overwhelm them with your organization and your perseverance and your unity, because they're very good at breaking that up. A few months ago, there were these secret negotiations with the Muriwala, which started in this very state. I don't think those went very well, but I don't think we should give them another chance. We should organize, we should legislate, we should support a new amendment for the tax law being pushed today by Rashida Tlaib of Michigan, who is asking Speaker Mike Johnson to not block the legislation, to actually stop any taxes by the American taxpayer which go to fund the Pakistani military directly. I say this with a heavy heart because I've had friends in that military still serving, and I've had friends in that military die in the line of duty. But I trust them, I love them, but I do not have any trust or love for their boss. And thus, we have to stop them while we can by staying together. And this is important. This can only be done together. By staying together, it'll be impossible for them to rule us. How can 700,000 men, there's barely any women, how can 700,000 men rule the world's fifth largest country, over 255 million people? Shame. How does it happen? I've told you, they're united and you're not. Imagine if just this room and the communities and the groups and the neighborhoods and the schools and the colleges and the bradaries and the families that it represents, just this room, which is a smaller room than I addressed 2 years ago, unfortunately, which means that we're getting tired. We shouldn't get tired at this point. But, anyways, imagine just the people in this room organizing around. But then imagine 1.2 million Pakistani Americans, the best and brightest Pakistani diaspora members in the world. Imagine us uniting here to make the difference. I'm looking forward to this debate. I'm looking forward to your questions. But I'm again going to leave you with a very simple appeal. There's been too many differences for too long. There's been too many masjids and mandirs. It's divvied up the country and we can't afford it anymore. No more politics, no more groups. Come together, work with your community leaders, support them, stand behind them. These are good, brave men and women. Be proud of them. Don't be jealous, don't be envious. हसद नहीं करनी, support करने का यकजा रहना है. और एक चीज पे मैं खत्म करता हूँ. हर एक के लिए, I know डॉक्टर्स की उर्दू जो है वो कमजोर होती है. हाँ, अच्छा पठानों की कमजोर होती है. मगर 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 एक चीज बोलता हूँ, एक ज्यादा या पांच ज्यादा? Wrong. एक ज्यादा, पांच ज्यादा. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Wajahat. Very well said. I would like to invite Dr. Nasser Shahid. Everybody knows him. He's a pioneer of the movement Now or Never. He's going to take a few minutes just to talk about his endeavors. Thank you.
Assalamu alaikum. Thank you, Dr. Jalil, and thank you for giving me 1 minute. Basically, you will have all kinds of analysis, debates, but I want to give you an idea why we started Now or Never movement. जब पाकिस्तान का ये regime change हुआ, तो हमारे कान खड़े हुए, एक आम शहरी की हैसियत से. लेकिन जब अरशद शरीफ का कत्ल हुआ, तो हमने कहा enough is enough. मैंने देखा कि उस वक्त पाकिस्तानी डायस्पोरा में एक बड़ी बेचैनी थी, लेकिन उसको चैनल करने वाला कोई नहीं था. माइक्रो लेवल पर बड़ी बड़ी बातें जरूर हैं, डायलॉग जरूर हैं, लेकिन जमीन पर एक आदमी में जो गुस्सा है उसको चैनल करने वाला कोई नहीं था. तो इसलिए ऑर्डिनरी सिटीजन्स की हमने ये मूवमेंट शुरू की ताकि पॉलिटिकल क्वेश्चंस में ना आए, और जहां तक बात इस चीज की है कि हम क्या कर सकते हैं उसको डिफाइन करें. लोग क्या करते हैं, वी डोंट केयर. मैं क्या करता हूं, ये है नाउ और नेवर का मौजू. मैंने कहा कि अगर जब पाकिस्तान का सफीना डूब रहा था, डॉक्टर नसर क्या कर रहा था? अपनी प्रैक्टिस कर रहा था कामयाबी से, अपने बच्चे पाल रहा था, कंफर्टेबल था. लेट मी डिफाइन माई एक्शन. और उसके साथ हमने लोगों से राब्ता कायम करना शुरू किया, और हमने कहा कि पाकिस्तान की हकीकी आज़ादी अगर ट्रंप ने दिलवानी है तो हम गुलाम बेहतर हैं. पाकिस्तान की हकीकी आज़ादी 75-77 सालों से वो हम ही को लेनी होगी. So we define all the actions. We define all the actions can be done at this time. So the first action is X. Anything outside Pakistan is X. Anything inside Pakistan, an organic movement inside Pakistan is Y. If there is no Y, X is equal to 0. But if there is Y, then X has great value. So we saw that everybody is focusing on X. Now or Never started focusing on Y. We said we defined what are the problems in Pakistani people. There are only two problems: fear, unorganized crowd. इस वक्त पाकिस्तान की हेल्प ये है कि आप उस फियर को खत्म करें और 4 आदमियों को ऑर्गेनाइज कर लें. दैट्स ओके. आपको बहुत ज्यादा करने की जरूरत नहीं है. तो हमने लोगों को ऑर्गेनाइज करना शुरू किया नाउ और नेवर के प्लेटफॉर्म से. अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह हमारे 60 के करीब चैप्टर्स हैं, जिसमें कभी कहीं 2 लोग हैं, कहीं 5 लोग हैं. दैट्स ओके. We are going to help whatever is going on in Pakistan. पाकिस्तान में इस वक्त دی بیسٹ ٹائم ہے اس موومنٹ کا جو پاکستان کی 77 ہسٹری میں نہیں آیا 4 ریزن سے. نمبر 1 سوشل میڈیا, نمبر 2 انف ایکسپیٹ, ٹھیک ہے جی پاکستان, اور نمبر 3 35 ایئرس سے کم 65% پاپولیشن, اینڈ نمبر 4 ناٹ لاسٹ بٹ ناٹ دا لیسٹ عمران خان. ہمیں ایسا بندہ پھر نہیں ملنے لگا, اس موقع کو ہمیں ضائع نہیں کرنا. تو اب دیکھیے کیا کرنا چاہیے. ہم صرف ناو اور نیور کے پلیٹ فارم سے صرف ایکشنز پہ کر رہے ہیں زور. وجاہت بھائی نے بالکل صحیح کہا ہے, اس وقت لوگ یہاں پر بیٹھے ہوئے ہیں, انف ٹو برنگ دا چینج, انف. آپ اپنے آپ کو انڈر ایسٹیمیٹ کرتے ہیں. سب سے پہلی بات میں ایک آپ کو ریکویسٹ کروں گا, جب کبھی بھی آپ آرمی یا کسی بھی شخص کے ظلم کی بات کریں, آپ ظلم کی بات نہ کریں, بیکاز یو آر بیکمنگ این ایجنٹ آف اسپریڈنگ دیئر ٹیرر. ان کی بزدلی کی بات کریں. بیہائنڈ دا کرٹن جو بندہ کام کرتا ہے وہ بزدل ہوتا ہے, یہ بزدل لوگ ہیں. بزدلی کی بات کریں. ایوری ٹائم یو ٹاک اباؤٹ دیئر ظلم, ٹاک اباؤٹ دیئر کاورڈنس, بزدلی. تب آپ جا کے کھڑے کرنے کے قابل ہو جائیں گے. دیکھیے ہم نے ڈیفائن کیا ہے 10 ایکشنز. نو رسک, ہائیسٹ رسک, آپ جو مرضی لے لیجئے ان میں سے. نمبر 1 ایکشن, commit to 1 hour every day for Pakistan. Every day 1 hour. جب تک حقیقی آزادی نہیں مل جاتی 1 گھنٹہ میں نے پاکستان کو دے دیا. Commit $10 every day. Keep it with you. Don't give it to somebody. Keep it with you. اگر پاکستان میں جب عمران خان کو گرفتار کیا تھا آج تک ہوتے تو ہر بندے کے پاس کتنے پیسے ہوتے؟ $700 multiplied by 10. Okay? جی 700 multiplied by 10 because $10. So that's enough to buy anybody there. Okay? وہ کسی لا کو نہیں مانتے, آپ لا کی کیا بات کر رہے ہیں, ہمیں کون لا بتا رہا ہے. So 2 actions. The third action, ask simple 2 questions. Take out your phone. اس میں سے 100 لوگوں کے اپنے کانٹیکٹ لسٹ نکالیے. ہر آدمی سے 2 اسکریننگ کوشچن کر لیجئے. پہلا اسکریننگ کوشچن, وٹ ایور از ہیپننگ ان پاکستان از اٹ ایکسیپٹیبل ٹو یو. اپنے بہن بھائی سے, اپنے رشتہ داروں سے پوچھئے. اف ہی سیز یس, ڈونٹ ٹاک ٹو ہم, نو مور. اگر اسے ابھی تک نہیں پتا چلا تو اسے اب بھی نہیں پتا چلے گا. گو ٹو دا نیکسٹ کوشچن. اف ہی سیز نو اٹ از ناٹ ایکسیپٹیبل ٹو می, آسک ہم دا سیکنڈ کوشچن, ڈو یو وانٹ ٹو ڈو سم تھنگ اباؤٹ اٹ. Now he is going to tell you all the stories. Listen to the stories and then rephrase the question. Issue is not what I can do and they will change anything. Do you want to do something about? یہ want نکالیے لوگوں میں سے, اپنے رشتہ داروں میں سے, اپنے بہن بھائیوں میں سے want نکالیے. اور اسی کا حصہ یہ ہے کہ document it. In medicine we say if we don't document it, it's not done. سو ڈاکیومنٹ کہ میں نے محمد افضل صاحب سے فلاں ڈیٹ پہ یہ کوشچن پوچھا, یہ اس کا ریسپانس تھا. جسٹ ڈاکیومنٹ اٹ, ڈونٹ ڈو اینی ڈسکشن. ڈسکشن کی ضرورت نہیں ہے. آپ اب ہمارے 3000 کے قریب ممبرز ہیں, اگر ہر آدمی 100 لوگوں سے کریں تو 30,000 کا آپ کے پاس ڈیٹا آ جائے گا. اس ڈاکیومنٹیشن کو اپنے پاس رکھیے. دیکھیے میں آپ کو بتاتا ہوں, پاکستان کا پرابلم پاکستان کے برے لوگ نہیں ہیں. پاکستان کا پرابلم پاکستان کے اچھے لوگ ہیں جن میں 4 B's آ چکے ہیں. فرسٹ بی بے حسی, دا سیکنڈ بی بے عملی, وی ٹاک وی ڈونٹ ڈو اینی تھنگ. دا تھرڈ 3 آئی ایم سوری بے غیرتی. فار اے اسمال بینیفٹ get a picture with someone, we go on the other side. اور لاسٹ بھی وہ ہے بے شرمی. اور ایک اور بھی رہ گیا, ویسے 5واں بھی ایڈ کیا میں نے, بے وقوفی. the stupidity of camouflaging the oppression in the name of a perverted patriotism. perverted patriotism کہ جی جنگ ہے تو ہم اس کو مانتے ہیں. بے وقوفی. So please remember, screen in or screen out all your relatives and friends in this. Don't judge them or give them. So if you do these 4 actions, there is no risk. And inshallah, the macro effort then we can do. I stop here because inshallah, this is the time in next couple of months, we will be again going to Pakistan, inshallah, with 1,000 overseas Pakistani and joining the momentum there. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Dr. Nasser Shahid. I would like to invite now Dr. Naghma Malik. She's a big supporter of Doctors for Democracy in Apna, and she would like to introduce and invite Moeed Pirzada.
Thank you, Jalil. Thank you for giving me this opportunity. I'm Dr. Naghma Malik. Of course, I'm a lifetime member of APNA, but big supporter of democracy in Pakistan. And I'm, of course, here to introduce one of our very prominent journalists, but I just want to say a few words before I get to that. I'm going to resonate Dr. Nasser and Wajahat that we need to end our deviance. There's too much split going on in the Pakistani diaspora right now. And secondly, we need to get involved in the mainstream politics of USA. You are totally useless, including me, if we do not get involved and engaged in the politics in the United States. That's our most effective way of bringing democracy to Pakistan. And secondly, again, I forgot to say Iyaka Na'budu wa Iyaka Nasta'in, just like Nazi. And the second thing that I would want to point out is that Imran Khan, we need to save Imran Khan, because if something happens to him, that should be our priority. If something happens to him, I only see two outcomes. Either there's, I mean, if he, for God forbid, खुदा न खास्ता उनको जेल में कुछ हो जाता है, तो या तो मुल्क is gonna go towards anarchy, there will be a civil war, or Pakistani nation is gonna be converted into a slave nation forever. Yes. So I feel that that should be our prime focus right now at this point. And I would want to correct Wajahat in one thing. आपने कहा कि doctors के English and is bad probably, or maybe Urdu. No. Doctors की math weak है. आपने देख लिया 1-5 and they gave you all the wrong answers. So, now I have the honor to introduce Dr. Moeed Pirzada, who's a prominent journalist who worked with top channels in Pakistan as an anchor and editor of strategic affairs. He studied international relations at Columbia University, and he studied law at the London School of Economics. He has worked with Central Sphere Services after studying medicine at the Allama Iqbal Medical College, Lahore. In that way, I have a deep connection with him, being he from my own alumni, Allama Iqbal Medical College, Zindabad. And Moeed has interviewed top leaders, including Hillary Clinton, John McCain, Chairman Joint Chief of Staff Mike Mullen, Presidents Hamid Karzai and Mahmoud Abbas, in addition to all Pakistani prime ministers and presidents since 2007, including, of course, our ex-prime minister Imran Khan many, many times. Moeed had to leave Pakistan after the murder of Arshad Sharif in 2022, and that's how we got him here. So, ladies and gentlemen, I present you Dr. Moeed Pirzada. A big round of applause.
Assalamu alaikum to all of you. Thank you so much for organizing this, Dr. Ahmad, Dr. Jalil, Nadeem Zafar Sahab, Dr. Nasser, Nadeem Zaman Sahab, Dr. Jalil, and all others whose names I may not remember from the top of my head. I don't have any, I had written a few points over here as well, but I would just look at the points and I would try to speak both in Urdu and English, because at times what happens is that I actually feel that I am not able to say many things uh, in English necessarily. Maybe Fak even lost the points actually. So the first thing is this, that as Wajahat also noted, once again I appreciate the fact that Dr. Zahida and all others and all of you have been able to organize this seminar and this congregation despite its blocking and ban by the Apna's main top leadership, right? Which is very unfortunate, right? This is not about, I don't think, yeah, it's very unfortunate. And this is not a question of disunity, as Jahat pointed out. This is a question of Apna's weakness as an organization. This is the fundamental problem that in a country like North America, in the United States, Apna is so weak as an organization, despite the fact that Apna consists of the medical physicians and experts, which are the most respected community in the United States. I mean, I haven't seen any other professional community that is so widely respected and adored within the United States, right? And such a community of Pakistani origin is so intellectually weak and conceptually weak that Pakistan's embassy, which is in turn controlled by Pakistan's intelligence agency, could actually influence Apna's top leadership and stop them from holding this seminar, which is essentially in national interest, which is in human interest, which is an ethical discussion, which is a discussion for rule of law for the Pakistani people, which is for better relationship between United States democracy and Pakistani people, could not be held in the main convention center. And this is a shameful thing. But this is not a sign of disunity or betrayal. This is a sign of institutional and structural weaknesses, which I'll continue to talk about. Right. So I met Ambassador Saab yesterday at the airport when I landed. He was also collecting his bags. So I recognized him. I had never met him before. So I went up to him and I said salam to him and I said, I saw you while talking on the American channels during the Indo-Pakistani 4 days war, which is hardly a war, which is basically an air skirmish and then missile attacks. But anyway, so he was very polite and very courteous. And he said, thank you so much. I said, you and High Commissioner Faisal, Dr. Faisal in UK, handled the media very well. And he said, yes, Faisal's job was more difficult. Mine was easy. But Dr. Moeed, it's time for us to unite together, because Pakistan is under threat because of India and because of this war situation, because India's ceasefire is only abeyance and all that. I didn't want to embarrass him by saying that it is precisely you and your embassy that has stopped me from appearing not only in Apana, but in more than one university where I was invited. Embassy prevailed upon them in think tanks and universities to uninvite me, right? And here the ambassador is telling me that we all have to collect together, for the cause of Pakistan's and Pakistan's security. But, and then in the evening, I found out that more than one person told me that they shouted at him, they hooted at him when he spoke at some place, perhaps Mr. Alumni or something. This too, I think, is hardly of any help and use. For the reason is this, that the ambassador is a totally helpless person. On his own, as a diplomat, he doesn't think necessarily for Pakistan Foreign Office, as I read from American authors and from Indian authors, that for every dollar and dime which the Pakistan Foreign Office ever spent on its diplomats, they have produced remarkably better diplomats, very capable diplomats. But he's subject to a certain kind of control. His embassy is run by the agency and by the elitist control from Pakistan. So he's hardly to be blamed for what's really happening. In a similar fashion, it is not the Pakistani military officers or military as a community that is to be blamed for what is happening in Pakistan. I mean, this is the common reference is this, that sare hi bure hai because sare privilege hai. What is happening in Army Welfare Trust and they're all benefiting, they're getting the plots and all that. I don't think this is the real issue. I think Nasser Sahab or someone was actually saying that we have 4 problems of bees and 5 bees on add kar diye. Visually, they have these things like this, when you look at what's happening in Pakistan, Ambassador Sahab ke saath jo ho raha hai, what is the situation and the plight of Pakistan's army officers and Pakistan civil services and bureaucracy and Pakistani media. It is not besharmi, beharti, disunity. It is an elitist control of the state of Pakistan from the very beginning. If we continue to say these things, कि ये बेशर्म हैं, ये बेगैरत हैं, ये डरपोक हैं, ये बुज़दिल हैं, we actually essentially fail in the cause of Pakistan because जिस चीज़ को हमें understand करना है, वो ये terms उसको define नहीं करती. Like, sorry Ryan, I what you told me, you're also sitting because I didn't see anyone else. That's why my apologies. I'll come back to English, because I just looked around. I thought there's no Gora face here. So, you understand the word Gora? You understand, because we are a formal. The word Gora has actually been never used for the Americans. The Gora was actually a term that has been used in South Asia, essentially for the British, for the East India Company people. So you're not a Gora from that point of view, anyway. But so it is not the Besharmi, Begharthi Buzdali and the weakness of the Pakistani people. It essentially is a failure to understand the process of history. It's a failure of political consciousness. It's a failure of intellectual consciousness right from the word beginning, from the creation of Pakistan, that the state of Pakistan has not been able to create national institutions that represent the will and the interest and ethos of the people of Pakistan. The Pakistani institutions, which the state of Pakistan inherited from the British imperial order, unlike India, were never changed, modified, transformed to represent the national interest. While India had it inherited a robust political leadership in the form of Congress and a very capable prime minister and leader who had a very strong team like Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru and the others, like the people who wrote for Dr. Ambedkar and the others who wrote and developed. The first thing they did and set to do was to develop a humanistic constitution for the Republic of India. And they took almost 2-3 years in developing this. The Pakistani state inherited wholly and solely the institutions of the British Empire, the military, the bureaucracy, and everything else, which were created, fashioned, and structured for representing the interest of the British Empire, which after the Second World War was taken up by another big imperial order, that was the United States. So Pakistan never it never had the institutions, and the conflict with India was used to basically instill fear. 77 years, the whole purpose of the unity in which the people of Pakistan have been subjected and have not been able to develop the political consciousness. One single factor defines it, that is an exaggerated fear of India. The first important thing in terms of political consciousness, which Pakistani people, especially when you are here in the United States, have to think of finding the ways that how can you engage the Indian diasporas while you are in United States or in Canada or in UK? You can start that important process of engaging them, the educated people. Why APNA, which only in 2004 was able to hold at least one session, but API, which is the Association of the Indian Physicians, why APNA is not able to basically hold at least one joint session on culture, on cuisine, on language with the Indian physicians in North America. This would be first important steps. It is not buzdali, beharti, it is not disunity. It is the lack of sense of direction and political understanding. It is what is happening in South Asia. It is the fear of the India that ultimately is used to chain and subjugate the people of Pakistan. All right. And I would look to forward to your questions on this. Now, my second point is yesterday I met more than 100 people. I was literally couldn't stand on my feet in the end. Some in corner meetings, 4 or 5 people together, some in one meeting walking around. And everybody said to me with helplessness, with pathos and ethos, कि Imran Khan ka kya hoga? What is the future of Imran Khan? What will happen to Imran Khan? Will they ever release him? Then they said, they will never release him. Someone administrative class in Pakistan that has jailed Imran Khan for all kind of accusations of corruption and anti-national and anti-state and violence. I mean, look at the people who are prosecuting and judging Imran Khan. So people also shared that feeling with me. What I did not find in these impressions was people didn't really are thinking what is going to happen to Pakistan. Hardly, very few people, hardly anyone raised this question. I also spoke at the Army Medical College alumni, just small gathering, and when I was going there, everybody laughed at me. Said, "Seriously, has he has the Army Medical?" I'm speaking at a place. I'm speaking at a place. I will call you back in 5 minutes. But I'll tell you in 5 minutes. I don't remember. So my both phones she's calling. I'm sorry. Please match my calling. So hardly anyone. No, it's my wife calling. So, or hardly on anyone raised this question, even in the Army Medical, alumni. Uh, and by the way, and when I went there, I mean, people frightened me. They said, I mean, why are you going there? I mean, this is, I mean, Army Medical College. I mean, I mean, I was also invited to go to Capital Medical College, but they said, why are you going there? I mean, these are army officers after all, ultimately, they're sons of army officers. But I was remarkably and pleasantly surprised that their thoughts on the Pakistani situation was exactly like everybody else. I mean, they're as concerned, in fact, they're more critical. I had to tell them what I told you, that it's not the army officers that are responsible, it's the structure of control that is responsible. They say they're all privileged, they have plots, they get DHA and everything. So I was the one who was defending the army and they were not defending the army. So this is how they felt. But even there, and there were some very intelligent conversations, but even there, no one picked up the thing that what is the future of Pakistan? And people still think. Last night I was sitting in a corner meeting with a cardiologist. I mean, he said he's very hopeful. There were 2 people out of the 4. He says he's very hopeful that things will change. Ultimately, Imran Khan will be released. Pakistan will have a bright future. People say these things without realizing. Just a few weeks ago, World Bank released a report, and then I checked and counter-checked and studied all the different parameters of the World Bank, which points out that 45% of the Pakistanis by the end of the 2024 are either at the edge of poverty or they're living beyond poverty. And 16.3% of Pakistanis are facing extreme poverty. And what is the comparison in India? Pakistan has a population of anywhere between 240 to 250 million people. And what is the comparison with India, which has a population of 1.4 billion? And what is the comparison with China, that has a population of another 1.4 billion? So India has totally eradicated, according to World Bank and United Nations, and according to all statistics, India has totally eradicated extreme poverty. I mean, just imagine this. I mean, imagine this thing that India has eradicated extreme poverty, just like China that has managed to eradicate extreme poverty. So India's poverty level, according to the World Bank, is less than 5% at the end of 2004. At 2024. And maybe at the end of 2025, they'll further reduce this. And this is a population of 1.5 billion, where for the first 50 years, the Bollywood would only make stories about the poor people, hum log, garib log, all the songs, all the, the literature about India was about a poor society. And Pakistan, on the other hand, was the literature about relatively prosperous society, well-fed people. And now, when you go to Pakistan, you find chehre andar gaye. People have emaciated looks, their shoulders are sunken, young men in their 20s, sunken shoulders, shorter heights, and all that because they do not have the caloric. Imran Khan was the first prime minister in the history of Pakistan for the past quarter century who started repeatedly in every speech, in every interview, said, the biggest problem we have is we have stunted growth. 40% human development. He talked of forestation, environment, human development. He talked of caloric value. He talked of langar khanas. He was not making bridges, overheads, underpasses. And why he was not making it? Because the Sharif Zardari, what are they doing? They want to make these things because they are visible to stupid people, right? I'll just finish on it, right? And uh, and because there are commissions in these things, right? This is what they basically want to do. So I will wrap it up. I look forward to your questions. Thank you so much.
Assalamu alaikum. I'm out of turn this time, but I must welcome, just like we did our elected officials, all our leaders, and especially the guests. So I do want to recognize our special guest, the Deputy Speaker of Pakistan, Assembly of Pakistan, Qasim Khan Suri. Thank you for being here.
Thank you very much, Mr. Suri, for joining us. I would like to invite Dr. Uzma Ali from Michigan. She's the president of ParkPac. She's going to introduce our last speaker, Dr. Shahbaz Gill.
Assalamu alaikum, everyone. It's my honor to introduce Dr. Shahbaz Gill. He is a Pakistani academic. He taught at University of Illinois. He's a politician, former provincial spokesperson to the government of Punjab, and former special assistant, to Prime Minister of Pakistan, former Prime Minister of Pakistan, Imran Khan. And he's a very popular vlogger than most of us here in our household every single day.
Bismillah ar-Rahman Rahim. First of all, thank you so very much for hearing all these speeches very patiently. We all talk very long because that's our habit most of the time because of our profession which we are in, especially myself because I was in academics and most of the time teaching to a master's class for 3 hours straight. So that's a stamina you build, and when you speak like 1.5 hour, you can give break for 5 minutes to your students. So that's usually you think a normal thing. So I think most of the stuff is already been said and discussed. I would not repeat. I would try to be as short as possible, and then we can go for question and answer. Only one thing I'll talk. Pakistan was created for a minority. It was not created for majority. Pakistan was created for a minority in the larger India, Bangladesh, Pakistan, and India. We Muslims were considered as minority at that time. Our forefathers they were thinking that our future will be in trouble. We won't have equal rights, freedom of speech. We won't have equal share in democracy. And we won't get equal share in terms of social growth, economic growth. And that's why they rallied, lobbied behind Muhammad Ali Jinnah to get a separate country for minority. As we got that country and became a majority from minority, we become more awful and dangerous for minorities, for which very reason we created that country. Today, how we treat minority, because let me tell you, who is minority? You often think it's Christians or on the basis of religion or something. No, not really. Just look how we treat animals, how we treat women, how we treat children, how we treat poor people. So when we talk about majority and minority, yes, in number you can call majority and minority, but actually it is the power which you hold. A person who's very powerful, it's an elite. In my opinion, they are the majority. Because in decision making, they are the one, those are calling the shots. The people, those are in millions, actually they are in minority. Because nobody speaking for their right. So I don't think ever three basic principles of Muhammad Ali Jinnah, unity, faith, discipline, were under attack as much as they are today. Unity, you know, very much. Wajahat already spoke at length about unity, how important it is. I have a different point of view about that, which I'll talk in Urdu later on, because I think I'll express that better in Urdu. And Punjabi is my mother tongue. So then Faith. So when there is no hope, faith, fades away. Pakistani nation used to have the highest of their faith in Pakistan. We used to believe we are number one, even in things where we were not number one. That was our faith. So we had more faith than actually it was required. So on faith part, we were breaking the meter. On unity part, of course not. And discipline. The most disciplined group or organization in any society is military. What kind of discipline is there? You have seen that with your own eyes. How many of you are children of armed forces officers or people from armed forces, like it's Air Force or it's Army or it's... So see, have you ever thought when you were interacting with your father or mother, whoever was in military or Air Force, did you find them bad guys? Were they unkind? Do you really think your own father can, if he was in D Chalk on November 26th, he would order that killing? No. He would have. That you need to understand because he was in that military, that armed forces. It's a structure. That's why leadership is very important because he has no choice than to say, yes, sir. Let me tell you a story. When I was being picked up, it was 10th of Muharram, 1 p.m. during to do with me. They picked up and then they were deciding what exactly to do with. So the whole thing happened maybe too quickly, or maybe the department which picked me, they were not sure. What to do with him. So they were talking while I was in the vehicle. They were talking and they were taking directions what to do, now where to take him. So first maybe the decision was to give me to police. Then they kept me in a vehicle. And then there was a new direction to take me to a safe house or whatever the place was with the agencies. And how do I know? Because I could hear outside the vehicle, they were talking to each other. So when they were taking me to whatever the place that was, somebody called them, and the officer who was sitting, he was talking to him, and he told him that बड़े साहब ने कहा है कि इन्हें पुलिस को नहीं दे, इन्हें ले जाएं, बड़े साहब. So they took me to the place, and I think there were 4 or 5 people those were beating me, and they were pretty strong, I would say. That's why I would say the defense of Pakistan is in strong hands. So I still remember when the first slap they gave on my face, I think my jaw cracked right away. Like it was so handed slap. I never thought a slap would be that painful. But let me tell you, there were 4 of them who were beating me. And somebody was using kicks, somebody was using a stick, somebody was using hands, and I was handcuffed. A chief of staff of most powerful Pakistani political leader, and one of them was not actually beating me. He was acting that he's beating me. He was punching me, but his punches were not painful. And that was, although medically I don't think I should be feeling that. I should be feeling the most painful punches, right? But I was feeling that kindness more because he was forced to obey that order. He was doing that, but he didn't want to hit me. So I could feel his punches were different. I could feel his touch was different to my body. And I could sense right away at that time in those moments. So your father might be that one of them out of those 4, but never think that he would not obey the order. If your father was a pilot and he's been ordered to bomb that particular place, he would have bombed it. If your father was a colonel or brigadier or whatever the rank is, if he was in D-Chok and his commander asked him to fire, he would have fired. So it is not the individual officers or military as an institution responsible. It is the leadership at the top. What kind of orders they will pass on, what kind of accountability they believe in. Do they believe in? For example, when we were with Imran Khan, and my friend and brother Qasim Suri is sitting here. He has shown remarkable bravery when nobody was standing. He must have remembered that night when we were gathered in Prime Minister's chamber, I think 12 or 14 of us. That day, my role completely changed. And that was the day which made me a prime suspect later on. So that day, the whole bureaucratic and I would say military side chain of command, which is with the Prime Minister, that day we practically, you can say, we suspended it. So everything which was Prime Minister wishing or desiring that last day, that was happening through me. Although that was not my portfolio or my job. But that day he called me at his residence in the morning and he told me that today you have to do all these things. And I think you've been in the office for the last 3-4 years. So you know now you are trained enough. We can't involve any bureaucrat. We can't involve any military guy. So everything needs to be kept private. So go back to office now and do this. And I started doing, and then Qasim and other folks came in, and he knows that I think there were only 2 people in the room. Those believe that we should fight back. I was one of them. Actually, there were 3 people. One of them was Imran Khan, the core one, who wanted to fight back. I told Imran Khan, right in that room, I think Qasim must have remembered, and I don't want to name the other gentleman because he is in Pakistan, so he could have he could be in trouble because of that. So I told him that there are so many in Islamic history. Hazrat Maula Ali been assassinated, shaheed kiya gaya, Hazrat Umar, Hazrat Usman, but everybody remembers Hazrat Imam Hussain because he got, of course, martyred, but the way he presented himself and stood on his ground, that is what makes him different than everybody else in Islamic history. So I said we should not let it happen the way military wants it to happen. We should say no, which this gentleman said, and I'm very thankful to him in the National Assembly. But my point of view was to say it again, second time. And then let them do whatever they want. They'll still do. Because let me tell you, only Prime Minister knew that people of Pakistan are standing with him. At that time, none of us knew that you guys are actually standing with him. Pakistanis must regret that day. Had they came out before that vote of confidence, today's Pakistan would have been different. You have shown courage, you have shown resilience, but little late. At that time, your Prime Minister was fighting alone in that chamber because you guys were not on the streets. Had it been in any other country, millions of people would be on the streets, and Prime Minister would never let that vote of confidence happen. When we had folks like Qasim and others in the assembly, we could have taken more, I would say, tougher stance, but that didn't happen exactly. The reason was we didn't get that kind of support few hours earlier as it is required. Majority of you are physicians and you know when it's bleeding, how time, how critical it is to fix it on time, right? Give the treatment on time. So it is just like Pakistani democracy was bleeding and we didn't react exactly the way we should have. We did react, but that was late. So I still remember. So now I'll go into Urdu uh, Brian, because I think I'll express better. So जब प्राइम मिनिस्टर, ये मेरी रोज की रूटीन थी कि जब वो गाड़ी में बैठते थे तो मैं उन्हें छोड़ने जाता था गाड़ी तक, या रस्ते में हम अगले दिन की बात करते थे जो हमने करना होता था, या शाम में कुछ करना है तो उसकी बात करते थे. सो मैं उन्हें बार बार चैम्बर में कह रहा था कि हमें वोट ऑफ कॉन्फिडेंस नहीं करवाना, इन्हें करने दिन जो ये करते हैं हमें फिर वही करना है जो हमने पहले किया. Qasim needs to go back and say it again that he passes order as a speaker that this is illegal, illegitimate vote of no confidence. And I told this to Prime Minister within the office. I had a fight with a couple of very senior leaders on that within the chamber. One of them told, तुम इमरान खान के ज्यादा सगे हो, हमें पता है इससे इमरान खान को डिस्क्वालीफाई कर दिया जाएगा. कासिम को याद होगा. मैंने कहा जो हम करने जा रहे हैं इसमें हम डिस्क्वालीफाई भी होंगे, जेल भी जाएंगे और शायद मारे भी जाएंगे. सब कुछ वैसा ही होगा जो आपको लग रहा है कि ओबे करने से. तो यहाँ खड़े होने का मोमेंट है, ओबे करने का मोमेंट नहीं. प्राइम मिनिस्टर वॉज हियरिंग एवरीबॉडी. हम जो 12-14 लोग थे, तो जब मैं गाड़ी में उन्हें छोड़ने गया तो जब उनके चैम्बर से निकलते थे तो मैंने पहली दफा उन्हें वहां कहा, आपने कभी अपने पेरेंट्स से जो लोग इमरान खान साहब को ज्यादा जानते हैं उनको पता है कि वो बहुत ज्यादा बातें नहीं पसंद करते. उनके साथ शॉर्ट कम्युनिकेशन आप करें तो आप अच्छे रहते हैं. He likes you then. He doesn't want you to talk very long. So अगर हम गाड़ी में इकट्ठे होते थे तो कई दफा ऐसा होता था. मेरा ख्याल है कि ड्यूरिंग प्राइम मिनिस्टर टाइम मेरी उनकी लॉन्गेस्ट कम्युनिकेशन 1.5 मिनट की होगी. And remember one thing, Qasim will tell you that I was maybe the only one, privileged one from the political side who had the office in the Prime Minister's office and who had access to anywhere Prime Minister is, I could just walk in. I was the maybe only one from the political side who didn't need any permission or anybody to tell me to, I don't need to set an appointment, or if he's in meeting and there is something, for example, once President Trump said that Prime Minister Imran Khan said he was very happy when that general in Iran got killed. And I still remember Prime Minister was chairing a meeting, I think, about wheat. And I saw that tweet and I immediately rushed into that meeting and I have shown them. And then, of course, we issued a response later on. I issued from my personal Twitter account a response related to President Trump's statement. So anyways, गेटिंग बैक टू द स्टोरी, कि जब आपने कभी अपने पेरेंट्स से खिलौना मांगा होगा, कोई टॉय मांगा होगा और वो नहीं दे रहे होंगे तो आपने फिर कहा होगा. उस दिन वो वाला बच्चा मैं था. मैंने कभी उनके साथ पहले या उसके बाद ऐसे नहीं किया. सो सबसे पहले मैंने चैम्बर के बाहर उनको कहा कि अभी, बिकॉज ही वाज लीविंग विद हिज दैट फेमस डाइव द लास्ट टाइम back from Prime Minister's office. Moeed and other journalists were sitting in a separate room. They already had a meeting with him. So while I was taking him to his car, I asked him, darwaze se nikalte hi, so let's not do it. Let's put up it one more time. He heard and he ignored what I'm saying. So थोड़ा और चले, मैंने फिर उनको कहा, दरमियान में वो जो जगह थी जहां पर आगे गाड़ी थी, दरमियान में पहुंच के मैंने फिर कहा. And this time I said it formally. I said, boss, rethink. This is a moment. So let's do it. I think we can pull it along. So उन्होंने फिर मुझे इग्नोर कर दिया. Normally वो फौरन जवाब देते हैं, इतना लंबा इग्नोर नहीं करते. So फिर हम गाड़ी तक पहुंच गए. So while he was sitting in the car, so मैंने उनको फिर कहा, मैंने कहा, बॉस, हमें नहीं जाना चाहिए इस वोट ऑफ कॉन्फिडेंस के लिए. He looked back at me, खासे गुस्से से, और सिर्फ एक जुमला उन्होंने कहा, ऑफिस की तरफ उंगली की और उन्होंने कहा, इनके साथ. So that's all what he said. So he agreed with me, but he knew that his team is not up to that. He was the only one who wanted to face it that way, but nobody else. Or maybe when I say nobody else, I mean 4 or 5 people maximum. But in a democracy, you can't make decisions with 4 or 5 people. You need more people. So ایک تو آپ کو یہ یاد رہنا چاہیے کہ جس وقت عمران خان کو پاکستانیوں کی ضرورت تھی اس وقت پاکستانی تھوڑے سے لیٹ ہو گئے. جب پاکستانی نکلے تو وہ ٹرین جا چکی تھی, اب نئی ٹرین تھی. جب آپ کی ٹرین چھوٹ جاتی ہے, فلائٹ چلی جاتی ہے, تو اس کے بعد پھر نئی فلائٹ کا بندوبست کرنا پڑتا ہے. اب ہم وہ کر رہے ہیں, لیکن دیٹ واز دا مومنٹ. جیسے ٹرکی نے وہ مومنٹ سیز کیا, آف کورس اس کی گراؤنڈ ریالٹیز اور ہیں, ٹرکی کی پاکستان والی گراؤنڈ ریالٹیز نہیں ہیں, میں یہ اتنی سمپلیفائی چیز نہیں ہے, لیکن وہ مومنٹ تھا جس کو ہم نے ایز اے نیشن اکٹھے ہو کر رسپونڈ کرنا تھا, اینڈ وی فیلڈ. لیکن پھر اتنا بڑا قصور بھی ہمارا نہیں ہے, کیونکہ 77 جو ایئرز ہمارے گزرے ہیں اس میں ہمیں ایسی کوئی ٹریننگ نہیں ملی, نہ ہی کوئی ایسا لیڈر ملا جو ہمیں پتا تھا یہ ہمارے لیے جیل کاٹ لے گا. بیکاز جو جیل جاتا تھا 15 دن کے بعد ڈیل کر کے وہ لنڈن بیٹھا کافی پی رہا ہوتا تھا. اینڈ دا نیشن یوز ٹو تھنک دیٹ وی بین بیٹریڈ. The political leader already signed a deal and left without even taking his voters and people in confidence. So لوگوں کا پولیٹیشنز کے اوپر ایسا اعتماد نہیں تھا. عمران خان پر آپ کا چیریٹی میں اعتماد تھا, ایمانداری میں اعتماد تھا, گورننس میں اعتماد تھا. لیکن آپ میں سے بھی بہت ساروں کو نہیں پتا تھا کہ وہ اس دلیری کے ساتھ جیل کاٹ. اب میں آتا ہوں, آج کل آپ سنتے ہیں, بہت ساری باتیں سنتے ہیں اتحاد کی, یونٹی کی, یہ آپ اکثر باتیں سنتے ہیں. I didn't join politics for اتحاد اور unity. I joined politics for a نظریہ, for ideology. اس آئیڈیالوجی میں اکیلا کھڑا ہوں تو میں کھڑا ہوں گا, اس میں میرے ساتھ 100 لوگ کھڑے ہوں گے تو میں کھڑا ہوں گا. میں آئیڈیالوجی کو کمپرومائز کر کے کسی یونٹی کا حصہ نہیں بننا چاہتا. یہ وہ منجر ہے جو اکثر ہمارے فیلڈ مارشل صاحب اور ان کی ٹیم بیچتے ہیں. At one side they will divide you, at other side they will say کہ unity سب سے important ہے. But on what price? Unity میں تو کوفہ پورا بھرا ہوا تھا. حضرت امام حسین کے ساتھ تو 72 تھے صرف, تو ان کے ساتھ کسی نے یونٹی کیوں نہیں دکھائی تھی؟ وہ غلط کر رہے تھے, توبہ نعوذ باللہ, سب کو پتا تھا وہ ٹھیک کر رہے ہیں. اور یونٹی میں تو پھر یہی تھا کہ وہ یزید کی بیعت کر لیتے, یونٹی ہو جاتی, ڈیوائڈ ہوتا ہی نا. So when you take up a position, a principled position, you are often alone. And you should have the courage then to stand up and fight for that cause, even if you are alone. Wajahat discussed Arsh Sharif. Of course, many of Pakistani journalists got a chance to work with Arshad. But Moeed knows that Arshad was a family for me. He was my buddy. My relationship was with Arshad was not just like a friend. It was more than that. ہم ہفتے کے 5 ڈنر اکٹھے کرتے تھے. میں اگر 3 مہینے گرمیوں کی چھٹیاں پاکستان میں رہتا تھا تو ہم مہینے کے 20 ڈنر اکٹھے کرتے تھے, اور 20 کے 20 ڈنر کے پیسے ارشد دیتا تھا, اور ہر ڈنر پہ 10 سے 15 لوگ ہوتے تھے. اور ارشد کا جرنلزم کبھی بھی یونٹی کے لیے نہیں تھا. ارشد کا جرنلزم ٹروتھ کے لیے تھا, اور وہ ٹروتھ اتنا بے باک تھا کہ ایک دفعہ اس نے ایک کرسی اٹھا کے مجھے بھی دے ماری تھی. صرف میں نے اسے ایک پرائیویٹ ڈنر میں یہ کہا تھا کہ میری موجودگی میں ڈونٹ کرٹیسائز پرائم منسٹر عمران خان while I'm sitting here because I'm his spokesperson. It is not ethical, moral that I'm sitting with you in a private discussion and you are criticizing, although you are my friend. Rauf Klasra, Khabar Gumman, Adil Raja, they were present at that dinner. وہ اٹھا, جس کرسی پہ بیٹھا تھا اس نے, بیکاز ہم بہت پرانے دوست تھے, جس طرف میں بیٹھا تھا اس طرف نہیں, تاکہ مجھے چوٹ نہ لگے, اس نے دیوار میں کرسی ماری اور وہ اٹھ کے چلا گیا. اینڈ دا ویری نیکسٹ تھنگ وچ آل آف اس ور ٹاکنگ کہ اب یہ چلا گیا, اب کھانے کا بل کس نے دینا ہے. I still remember Rauf Klasra saying, گل صاحب آپ کا بیڑا غرق, اب کھانے کا, میرا خیال خاور گھومن then paid that bill. So what I need to tell and share with my very good friend Wajahat, that سبھی کا اپنا اپنا پروفیشن ہوتا ہے. عمران خان نے یونٹی کی پالیٹکس نہیں کی, عمران خان نے نظریے کی پالیٹکس کی. یونٹی کی پالیٹکس تو نواز شریف کرتا ہے. یونٹی کی پالیٹکس تو آصف زرداری سب سے بڑا یونٹی کا. مولانا فضل الرحمان وہ سبزی میں آلو کی طرح ہے, سب کے ساتھ ہی چل جاتا ہے. سو اف یو سی, آپ لوگ اکثر دیکھتے ہوں گے, میں پروفیسر تھا اور یہ میرا زندگی کا چوتھا یا پانچواں کریئر. پہلے میں نے چھوٹا تھا, 16-17 سال کا, تو میں نے فیملی کے ساتھ بزنس شروع کر دیا. میں نے 2-3 سال وہ کیا. آئی واز پریٹی سکسیسفل, لیکن پھر مجھے لگا کہ نہیں, مجھے پڑھنا لکھنا چاہیے. میں نے MBA کیا, ڈاکٹریٹ کیا, پھر میں ایکڈیمکس میں چلا گیا. وہ میرا دوسرا کریئر تھا. اربانہ شیمپین پڑھایا. تیسرا کریئر میں نے ٹرائی کیا پولیٹکس میں جاؤں. موئید میرا دوست ہے, پولیٹکس میں جانے سے پہلے کا دوست ہے. سو اس نے اور اس کی بیگم نے مجھے بڑا سمجھایا کہ یہ تو گندا سا کام ہے, اس میں کہاں پڑھ رہے ہو. Because they used to come to Urbana Champaign for conferences and other things, and they had seen my life in the university, کہ میں کیا کام کرتا تھا, میری کیسی لائف تھی, کتنی اس میں ایز تھی, کمفرٹ تھی. میں یونیورسٹی کے انٹرنیشنل پروگرامس میں بھی کام کرتا تھا, پوری دنیا میں گھومتا تھا, ٹریول کرتا تھا. سو اس نے مجھے کہا کہ یہ بہت رف ہے, نہیں کرو. تو وہ میرا تیسرا کریئر تھا. اس کے بعد اس میں سے نکلا تو یہ وی لاگنگ میرا چوتھا کریئر ہے, آپ کے ساتھ انگیج کرنا. تو آپ سب سوچتے ہوں گے کہ میں جرنلسٹ تو نہیں ہوں, لیکن انہی کے ساتھ کیسے گزارا کر جاتا ہوں. تو میرا گزارا اس لیے ہوتا ہے کہ مائی ٹیچر, جنرلی آپ کو بتا رہا ہوں, از ارشد شریف. بیکاز میں سارا دن اس کے ساتھ بیٹھتا تھا اور وہ اپنے شو کو شام کے لیے پلان کر رہا ہوتا تھا, اور وہ اپنے جو اس کے بہت پیارے دوست ہوتے تھے انہیں بہت ڈفرینٹلی رسپیکٹ کرتا تھا. ارشد انڈیویجول اسپیس میں بہت کم گو تھا, بالکل نہیں بولتا تھا. آپ اس کے ساتھ 5 گھنٹے بولیں تو 2 لفظ بولے گا, صرف سنے گا انعماق کے ساتھ, آپ کو بولے گا نہیں. جب بھی میں 3 مہینے کی چھٹیاں ہوتی تھی امریکہ میں, تو میں پاکستان چلا جاتا تھا. کئی شاموں میں موید کے ساتھ ملاقات ہونی. دن سارا 2 بجے 1 بجے سے لے کے شام 9, 10, 11, 12, 1 بجے رات تک میں ارشد کے آفس, ارشد کا آفس میرا آفس ہوتا تھا. تو جس کو میں نے, میرا وہاں تو آفس کوئی نہیں تھا, میں تو یہاں تھا ایکڈیمشین, تو جس کو میں نے ملنا ہے وہ ارشد کے آفس میں, اسے پتا ہے میں بیٹھا ہوں گا اور میں ملوں گا. اور جب میں وہاں جاتا تھا, ایز آئی واک ان, اگر ارشد اپنی سیٹ پہ بیٹھا ہوا ہے تو وہ کرسی خالی کر دے گا, اور پھر رات 11 بجے تک اس کرسی پہ میں بیٹھوں گا. وہ کسی سائڈ کی چیئر پہ بیٹھ کے کام کرے گا, نو میٹر میں اس سے کتنی ریکویسٹ کروں. وہ کبھی بھی اپنی مین چیئر جو ہے اس پر نہیں بیٹھے گا while I'm in his office. شاید وہ 1 یا 2 اور لوگوں کے ساتھ یہ کرتا تھا, ان میں سے ایک میں تھا. اور مجھے اس کی آج تک وجہ نہیں پتا کہ وہ میرے سے اتنی محبت یا اتنا پیار, دوستی تو ظاہر ہے ہماری اور بہت سارے لوگوں کی تھی, لیکن ایک چیز جو وہاں میں نے اس سے سیکھی, اور وہ مجھے کہتا تھا کہ گل اب تم گورنمنٹ میں آ گئے, جس دن تمہاری کرپشن کی سٹوری آئی سب سے پہلے میں کروں گا, اور سٹوری کرنے کے بعد تمہیں فون کروں گا کہ میں نے تم پہ سٹوری کی. تو وہ اتنا, میں آپ کو صرف یہ بتا دوں کہ وہ اتنا رuthless تھا when it comes to journalism. میں نے پاکستان میں اس کے پائے کا کوئی جرنلسٹ نہیں دیکھا. یہ اس لیے نہیں کہہ رہا کہ وہ میرا فرینڈ تھا یا وہ شہید ہو گیا. میں پہلے بھی بہت دفعہ کہہ رہا ہوں, اٹ از لائک زمین اور آسمان کا جتنا فرق ہوتا ہے, اتنا فرق تھا. تو جب میں اس کو جرنلزم کرتے دیکھتا تھا, سارا دن سٹوری ایک آئی ہے, اس کو کیسے کنفرم کرنا ہے, ریکنفرم کرنا ہے, اس میں جھوٹ کی آمیزش کیا ہے, سچ کی. تو ایک قسم کا میں بیٹھا, وہ گاؤں میں بزرگ کہتے تھے پتر سیاڑیاں کو بہو گے سیانے ہو جاؤ گے. سو اس بات کی سمجھ مجھے اب آتی ہے کہ عمران خان صاحب کے پہلو میں کام کرنے سے مجھے کیا سمجھ آیا, ارشد کے پاس بیٹھنے سے مجھے کیا سمجھ آیا. تو میں آپ کو صرف یہ بتاؤں گا کہ پرنسپل پر رہیے, یونٹی کا فکر مت کیجیے. یونٹی ہے یا نہیں ہے, آپ اکیلے بھی کھڑے ہیں, اگر آپ پرنسپلز پر کھڑے ہیں تو بالکل ایسی کسی یونٹی کو بائی مت کیجیے جو آپ کے پرنسپلز پر کمپرومائز کر کے آپ کو وہ یونٹی پرووائڈ کر رہی ہے. کیونکہ اگر آپ, کوئی شک نہیں کہ آپ کے ساتھ 1000 لوگ بھی ہوں, لیکن اگر وہ آپ کے ساتھ نہیں ہیں, ختم کر دوں, اوکے, اگر آپ کے ساتھ وہ 1000 لوگ بھی نہیں ہیں, اندر سے نہیں ہیں, تو آپ اکیلے ہی. لیکن نقصان کیا ہوگا, آپ کو ان 1000 لوگوں کی باتیں بھی سننی پڑیں گی, آپ کو ٹائم بھی ویسٹ کرنا پڑے گا, اور اینڈ آف دا ڈے آپ اکیلے ہی کھڑے ہیں. बहुत सारी ऐसी खवातीन जिनकी या मर्द जिनकी 10-15 साल बाद अलहदगी हो जाती है, वो उनसे बात करें तो एक चीज जरूर कहते हैं कि बड़ी देर से हुई, काश पहले हो जाती है। आई वुड हैव मोर टाइम टू बिल्ड माई लाइफ, मैंने जाया किया टाइम। सो आई एम अ बिलीवर कि जिससे मेरा नजरिया नहीं मिलता, लगदी नालों टुटदी चंगी बेकदरे दी यारी, लगदी नालों टुटदी चंगी बेकदरे दी यारी, भला होया लड़ लाग्यों छुटिया उम्र ना बीती सारी। बहुत शुक्रिया।
Thank you very much, Dr. Sahib. Aapka bahut shukriya. Also, I'd like to acknowledge PTI OIC chairperson, Mr. Sajjad Barki. Thank you so much for being here. He's a good friend, and he came all the way from Houston, and we really, really appreciate it. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you. And also, I would like to, you know, please, we are going to start a question and answer session, and keep your questions regarding the future of democracy. पुरानी stories को जो हैं वो सुन ली हैं. अगर हम एक घंटा और दें शहबाज भाई को तो वो और सुन लेंगे, वो और बताएंगे. But let's focus on what can be done, what should be done, and what will be done. So I would like to invite Mr. Pervez Malik to moderate the session of question and answer. Thank you so much.
Well, it's going to be a long day. I'm going to be sweet, simple. Before we start, the esteemed panel that we have here, and Dr. Saab, you will have to get off the phone very soon. Yeah. All right, so I'm going to just simply, Assalamu alaikum, everybody else. हर आदमी मुझे ये सोचता था कि मैं उर्दू बोल सकता हूँ कि नहीं, मैं बड़ी अच्छी पंजाबी उर्दू सभी बोल सकता हूँ मैं. मगर सवाल ये है कि कुछ हमारे स्पॉन्सर्स हैं यहाँ पे, because we are not state sponsored, we are not federally subsidized. So then we have some special friends and some special sponsors who have taken the authority and they have contributed towards today's event. For all our guests who are coming from different places from North America, and there's all the other beautiful guests that are sitting here tonight, this afternoon. So a special thanks for Asghar Kazi and Safdar from Arizona, Dr. Diba, and Dr. Hayat Khatak. Then also, I'm going to really appreciate our sponsor, Abdul Naeem from Terra Homes. If Abdul Naeem is here, please rise to the occasion, show us your face. And he's right there in the back. He's setting some beautiful homes. He's got some layout and floor plans. And just to let you all know that, okay, please, just sit down there. Yeah, just take it easy, please. Just kill the commotion for a second, okay? Sponsors are very important. These are the people who pay you money to bail you out of the jail. These are the people who's going to do a lot of stuff for you. So please recognize Naeem, who's Abdul Naeem, who's selling these homes under Tetra Homes. And he's right there in the back if you all need to go and find those homes. By the way, just to let you know, I'm a certified instructor from the state of Texas to teach commercial real estate. So maybe there's a point or two that I can simply help you. Then I have MYNX. This is a software company. Brian Stinson is the guy. He's the business development representative here in Dallas. And apparently he has moved on and gone to another event. But thank you so much for all of you for being here. अच्छा अब दूसरा ये है कि I'm going to be very short. I'm going to be very simple. Just to आप लोगों को बता दूं कि I've done this for 30 years in Dallas. I have interviewed Benazir जैसे लोगों के साथ भी किया है, परवेज मुशर्रफ को भी किया है, and on top of everybody else that I have debated and interviewed और जो coordinator moderation की है, that is Imran Khan, I think multiple times that I have done in Dallas. So I have raised to the occasion. I'm very subtle, I'm very simple, and I'm going to put the questions to the core, and we're going to make meaningful for everyone that I've met. You guys are phenomenal. So Parvez Musharraf, Benazir Bhutto, all those people are nothing in front of the crowd that I have here in Dallas. So round of applause for all of you. All right, so now I have these are the beautiful intellectual people from Pakistan. I don't know why they have chose to live Pakistan, but that's understandable. So I'm going to give them the opportunity to talk. The questions I'm going to take, but the question is going to be simple. So yes, ma'am, don't make faces. It's going to be a while because this is what happens. If I'm going to give you this microphone, it's going to be It's going to be no or never, just like the guy was saying there, right? So we're just going to make it simple. Who's going to start first? Okay. So can somebody define democracy? Just three questions, then I'm going to give it to you guys, okay? Ryan, can you define democracy?
It is the sense that people have that they are in control of the destiny of their country. And it has nothing to do with elections, really.
It's not working. Thanks. Let me find a slot to sit. Yeah, hold on. Can I get Can I have somebody get a chair for me? I think. Thank you very much. Thank you, Qasim Suri Saab. Thank you for coming, Barki Saab. Thank you for being here from Houston and Gill Saab and everybody else. So, पहला सवाल ये था कि what is democracy? Just in simple words, I'm going to ask you this, boss. You tell me first, what is democracy? Because democracy, you said there are all kinds of democracy, right? तो पाकिस्तान की democracy में और अमेरिका की democracy में थोड़ा फर्क है. Just tell us. ठीक है, मैं compare करूँगा. तो I'll deal with it. Okay, let me do that.
I think in the classic, that's a good idea. I think in the classic American description, it's a rule by the people and for the people and of the people. But it really depends in the Pakistani context of who the people are. And unfortunately, the American description does not apply at all to Pakistan. Democracy has been hard won. एंड पहले खाली कुछ मर्द हजरात वोट करते थे, बीडी यूनिट्स जो थे. अब जो हाल है, जो वोट करते भी हैं उनका वोट एक्सेप्ट नहीं किया जाता. सो आई थिंक अगर आप समझ रहे हैं कि डेमोक्रेसी कैन ओनली बी डिफाइंड बाय इलेक्शंस, आई एम नॉट क्वाइट श्योर दैट्स द राइट डिस्क्रिप्शन.
Wonderful. So that's an answer. Pakistani democracy is different. Second question is, Gil साहब ने कहा about field marshals. So field marshal की qualification क्या है?
अच्छा, ये अब अच्छा सवाल है, क्योंकि जो पहला सवाल इन्होंने पूछा वो मुझे ऐसे लगा कि लोग आए हैं गोलगप्पे खाने और तीखी बिरयानी खाने, और ये उन्हें वो अम्मा की पकी हुई मिर्च के बगैर, नमक के बगैर घिया तोरी खिला रहे हैं. व्हाट इज डेमोक्रेसी? तो वो ज़रा बोर हो जाना लोगों ने और उठ के जाना शुरू हो जाना और फिर काम का. ये वाला सवाल जो है ये तीखा है, इसको लोग लाइक करेंगे. देखिए, फील्ड मार्शल एक टाइटल नहीं है. अगर तो आपने बाकी जंग लड़के लिया है और किसी ने आपको वो टाइटल दिया है, तो फिर तो फील्ड मार्शल इज अ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट, एक बहुत ही डिग्निफाइड, एक बहुत ही ऑनरेबल टाइटल है. लेकिन अगर आपने खुद ही अपने आप को कहा है तो फिर एक माइंडसेट है, और मेरे ख्याल में उस माइंडसेट का इलाज होना चाहिए लीगली, डेमोक्रेटिकली, ताकि उस माइंडसेट को रिपीट ना होते हमारे सामने देखा जाए बार बार. तो अभी तो वन मैन शो है और उसका नाम फील्ड मार्शल रख लें, जो मर्जी नाम रख लें, उसमें मेरी जिसकी लाठी उसकी भैंस है, तो फील्ड मार्शल इज दैट.
अच्छा, तो दुनिया में दो फील्ड मार्शल रहे हैं जिनको फील्ड मार्शल माना जाता है. एक ने जिसने अलाइड फोर्सेस के साथ जर्मनी को फतह किया, मनगोमरी, विच इज मांटी. एंड सेकंड है जिसका पेपर बनने गया था मगर हिटलर ने उसको उससे पहले फारिग कर दिया, रोमेल, जिसने अफ्रीका में जंग की थी और लड़ाई की थी. तो आपके पास कोई क्वालिफिकेशन नहीं, इज अ सेल्फ इम्प्लीकेटिंग. ओके, तीसरा सवाल नोबेल प्राइज के ऊपर. How do you qualify for Nobel Prize? And you can suggest that Trump should get Nobel Prize. Dr.
नहीं, देखिए, Nobel Peace Prize तो has become a very political thing over the years. Actually, it has lost its meaning because the Nobel Peace Prize committee is now making totally political decisions. For instance, President Obama got the Nobel Peace Prize right at the very beginning of his presidency. And this has created the crisis for Trump because 3-4 American presidents have got the Nobel Peace Prize. Perhaps none of them were really deserving for the Nobel Peace Prize. So Trump might also get the Nobel Peace Prize because he's lining up so many states, Pakistan, then Israel, maybe the UAE joins in, maybe the Saudi Arabia joins in. But the actual Nobel Peace Prize is a totally different thing. That means you, all your life, have done concerted efforts for improving peace across the world. It can also be given to authors, philosophers, not only for the statesmen. but it has totally lost its meaning. And Trump might even blackmail the Norwegian government that I'll do something to your trade. You know, you never know. I mean, this could be that kind of pressure. Sanctions on Norwegian trade. Second favorite to win in the betting race.
Betting race. Okay. So the fourth question, I think, very simple question that everybody wants to know. کہ پاکستان کو اور کسی نے اس سے پہلے بھی کیا تھا کہ بغیر ٹرمپ کے یا امریکہ کے سپورٹ کے بغیر پاکستان میں کوئی بھی اکنامک ڈیولپمنٹ کوئی بھی چیز ہو سکتی ہے. Right? He has no clue. He has no clue, Ryan. I'll pass on that. All right. Bargi صاحب. Sorry, I'm here.
بغیر امریکہ کے ہو سکتی ہے ترقی. کیوں نہیں ہو سکتی؟ میں سمجھتا ہوں بالکل ہو سکتی ہے اور ہونی بھی چاہیے. ہو بھی I mean اب تو نہیں ہو رہی right now لیکن over the years we've always looked for partners. Any country looks for partners, be it Pakistan or anybody else, and US has been a good partner for Pakistan, and we would hope that it continues to be a useful partner for Pakistan, but under what conditions? That's the key. اور میں سمجھتا ہوں کہ if the conditions are right, if the people's government in Pakistan joins hands with the US, we welcome it, not the military.
Thank you. اچھا ایک بڑا کوشچن ہے کامن ایوری بڈی آسک میں آپ سب کے بیہاف پہ پوچھ رہا ہوں کہ میں نے پوچھا تھا ڈیموکریسی تو پروفیسر صاحب وہ میرا سوال نہیں تھا وہ ندیم زمان کا سوال تھا. اس نے کہا تھا سب سے پہلے جا کے سوال کرنا تو میں نے کہا سوال کر دیا تھا. وہ سب سے بڑا سوال یہ ہے کہ پاکستان کے 5 صوبے تھے کہتے ہیں ایک چلا گیا 4 رہ گئے. تو ہاؤ ڈو یو ڈیفائن پاکستان؟ آپ تو چیف آف اسٹاف بھی رہے, قاسم سوری صاحب پارلیمنٹ میں رہے ہیں, آپ تمام لوگ بڑے انٹیلیجنٹ ہیں. پاکستان ہے کیا ایکچولی؟ پاکستان صرف پنجاب ہے, پاکستان نارتھ ویسٹ فرنٹیئر ہے, پاکستان سندھ ہے, یا پاکستان کے مہاجر ہیں جو ایک طرف پڑے ہوئے؟ واٹ از پاکستان؟ اس کو کس طرح ڈیفائن کرتے ہیں؟ کیونکہ پاکستان اٹ سیلف تو ایسا لگتا ہے کہ جیسے اٹس اونلی ون place that designate, delegate and deliver everything and that becomes Pakistan. تو یہ ایک جنرل سوال ہے, don't feel bad about it. اب دیکھیں سوال کا جواب کون دیتا؟ آپ نہیں دیں گے, ابھی آپ کا نمبر نہیں ہے. ڈاکٹر صاحب پہلے آپ شروع کروں.
میرے خیال میں قاسم سے بہتر اس کا جواب کوئی نہیں دے گا because he's from بلوچستان and the way he sees Pakistan, that will be the real lens from a smaller province in terms of population. ویسے تو سب سے بڑا صوبہ ہے ہمارا رقبے کے لحاظ سے. تو I would want him to answer this.
بسم اللہ الرحمن الرحیم. سب سے پہلے تو آپ سب کا شکریہ, اور جو سوال پوچھا ہے اس کا سادہ سا ایک جملے میں جواب ہے کہ ایک ملٹری اسٹیٹ ہے. یہ وہ ملک ہے.
Round of applause. That's the answer I was looking for.
وہ ملک جس کا تو خواب تو علامہ اقبال نے دیکھا تھا اور قائد اعظم نے کیس لڑا, ملک لیا ہمارے لیے. لیکن اگر ہم ہسٹری دیکھتے ہیں تو قائد اعظم کے ساتھ, اس کے بعد لیاقت علی خان کے ساتھ, اس کے بعد فاطمہ جناح کے ساتھ, ذوالفقار علی بھٹو کے ساتھ, بے نظیر کے ساتھ, اور اس کے بعد اب عمران خان کے ساتھ. تو یہ جو کچھ سلسلہ ہم دیکھ رہے ہیں, اور وہ جو ایک وسیع تر مفاد میں پاکستان کے لیے فرسٹ پاکستان, نیشنل سیکیورٹی اور ہر چیز کو ملیا میٹ کر دیا جاتا ہے. ابھی جو جمہوریت کا انہوں نے سوال پوچھا اس کے اندر آپ دیکھیں ٹرمپ اور عمران خان کی بڑی چیزیں ملتی جلتی تھیں. کس طرح عمران خان کو بھی پہلے گولی لگی, یہاں پہ بھی اسی طرح کا سین تھا. لیکن جو جمہوریت تھی وہ یہ تھی کہ یہاں کی بھی جو ہم سن رہے تھے کہ ڈیپ سٹیٹ خلاف ہے, نہیں آنے دے رہی اس کو. لیکن جس دن آپ دیکھیں CNN سے لے کر اور چینلز بھی اس کی جو ہے وہ دکھا رہے تھے کہ گراف نیچے ہے, لیکن جس دن الیکشن ہوا اس دن جو لوگوں کا جو رائٹ تھا وہ دیا گیا اور اس مینڈیٹ کو قبول کیا گیا. اور ایک طرف آپ پاکستان دیکھیں, نشان تک چھین لیا گیا, ڈرایا گیا, دھمکایا گیا, میرے جیسوں کے پیپر ریجیکٹ کر دیے گئے, الیکشن نہیں لڑنے دیا گیا. فرسٹ ایئر کو, سیکنڈ ایئر, تھرڈ, جس کو ہم نے کہا کہ کھمبے کھڑے کر دیے عمران خان نے. تو لوگوں نے گالی جو ہے وہ گاجر مولی جیسے نشانات کو بھی ووٹ دے کر لائنوں میں لگ کر پتا تھا کہ عمران خان نے وزیر اعظم نہیں بننا، وہ اس الیکشن میں نہیں ہے، لیکن اس پاکستانیوں نے کراس دا بورڈ پورے پاکستان میں ووٹ دیا. لیکن اس ووٹ کے ساتھ کیا ہوا؟ فارم 45 سے 47 سب کھلے عام، ہم سب نے دیکھا کس طرح ابھی عورتوں کی سیٹیں تک چھین لی گئیں. تو یہ سارا کچھ، یہ ہے پاکستان اور امریکہ میں فرق. اور پاکستان جو ہے وہ ایک سمپل، میں نے آپ کے لفظ میں کہہ دیا تھا کہ ملٹری سٹیٹ. میرا تعلق بھی بلوچستان سے، وجاہت سعید خان کا تعلق بھی اسی شہر کوئٹہ سے، جس شہر سے میرا تعلق ہے. تو وہاں پہ تو آپ یقین کریں اس ٹائم بلوچستان کے آدھے سے اضلاع کے اندر وہاں پر کوئی سٹیٹ نہیں ہے، کوئی حکومت نہیں ہے. ڈی سی اے سی کو اغوا کیا جا رہا ہے پنجابی کے نام پہ کہ مار رہے ہیں وہاں پہ لوگوں کو یا جو بھی ہے، لیکن اس کے پیچھے ایک بڑی لمبی کہانی ہے ظلم کی. تو صرف ایک لفظ ہے کہ ملٹری سٹیٹ ہے، اور وہاں پہ آپ پنجابی بھی ہوں اگر آپ بولیں گے تو میرا خیال اس کو بھی نہیں چھوڑا جائے گا.
بہت ساری تالیاں. Okay. اس کے بعد I'm going to walk the floor. Please have a seat, sir. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Please have a seat. I'm going to give you a question. And Miss Malik, آپ کے ساتھ میں بعد میں آؤں گا. میرے پاس بہت سارے ضعیف لوگ بیٹھے ہیں جن کو سوال پوچھنے ہیں. ہاں تو اگر آپ ضعیف نہیں ہیں تو بتا دیں، پھر میں آپ کے پاس آ جاؤں گا. آپ بھی ضعیف ہیں؟ اوکے، alright, let me just do that. Okay, so we're going to make it sweet, short, and then anybody in the panel can answer that, but I just want to make sure that Ryan understands what is going on. I was told that if he continues to talk in Urdu or Punjabi, then it's going to be a problem also. So who was here who waved at me? Okay, so stand up, please. Stand up. Just say your name. Tell us.
My name is Shazia.
Okay, what's your question?
My question is for the Dr. Shahbaz Gill. Oh, okay, anybody. Now they are planning to bring their sons to Pakistan. So how they are looking it for?
Thank you. Now, anybody can answer. That's your pick, Dr. Moeed. Anybody wants to go have that answer? Because I have no direct relationship with them, so I can answer that.
So we are talking about Imran Khan's sons coming to Pakistan. See, they have been trying to talk to their father over the phone for the last several months, but they've been denied. ان کے بچے ہونے کے ناطے وہ اپنے باپ کے بہت قریب ہیں. میں آپ کو اکٹھے نہیں رہے، لیکن عمران خان صاحب اپنے بچوں کے بہت قریب ہیں. انہیں ان کی زندگی میں ہونے والی ایک ایک چیز کا علم ہوتا ہے. وہ ان کے ساتھ واٹس ایپ پہ جب وہ کیمپین ٹریل پہ بھی ہوتے تھے کہیں بھی، تو بچوں کا میسج وہ سب سے پریورٹی پر رسپونڈ کرتے تھے. کسی بھی ماں باپ کی طرح ان کا اپنے بچوں کے ساتھ بہت زبردست بانڈ ہے. بوتھ آف ہز سنز ویری کلوز ٹو ہیم. اب وہ ان سے بات کرنا چاہتے ہیں، اینڈ ظاہر ہے فیلڈ مارشل عاصم منیر صاحب اور ان کے ساتھی جنرل جو ہیں انہوں نے اس بات کرنے پہ پابندی لگائی ہوئی ہے. دے آر ناٹ allowing his sons to talk to him. اب ان کو یہ لگتا ہے میرے خیال میں کہ پاکستان جب جیسے بہنیں مل لیتی ہیں، ہم آئیں گے تو ہم اپنے باپ سے مل تو سکتے ہیں، تو وہ ملنے آنا چاہتے ہیں اپنے باپ کو. ظاہر ہے when they'll arrive in any airport تو ان کو پتا ہے کہ پاکستانی قوم عمران خان سے کتنی محبت کرتی ہے. آپ سب جو خصوصاً بہنیں ہیں یا مائیں ہیں ان کو اس کانسیپٹ کی زیادہ سمجھ آئے گی کہ آپ کے بھائی کے بچے آپ کو اپنے بھائی سے بھی زیادہ پیارے ہوتے ہیں. اسی طرح آپ کے جو نواسے نواسیاں پوتے پوتیاں ہیں وہ آپ کو اپنی اولاد سے بھی زیادہ پیارے ہوتے ہیں. تو پاکستانیوں کا جو رشتہ نکلنا ہے قاسم اور سلمان کے ساتھ وہ کسی طرح کا ہونا ہے. اور ہمارے جنرلز کو اس بات کا بہت زیادہ پتہ ہے کہ پاکستانیوں نے قاسم اور سلیمان سے کیسے پیار کرنا ہے. بھلے وہ تو پولیٹیشین نہیں ہے، وہ کسی پولیٹکس کے لیے تو نہیں آئیں گے، تو اپنے والد سے ملنے آنا چاہتے ہیں پاکستان، اور ان کا حق ہے ملنا. لیکن خطرہ ان کو یہ ہے کہ if they land in Pakistan any airport تو وہاں millions and millions of people if they gather at that particular airport and then that gathering can shape up into something. So یہ ڈر ہے، اور وہ ڈر ہے جو عمران خان کی کا کنیکشن ہے پبلک کے ساتھ، جو پیار ہے اس کا ڈر.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Dr. Gill. So I have another question, and he's got a very genuine question also. Shoot.
Naveed Razak, there is a drop side news that Trump had a conversation with Asim Munir. What is the truth behind it? The question that Trump stated, what is in the news is, please have this resolved. We need to know, if anyone knows, what was the answer from Asim Munir.
I think Dr. Ryan is going to answer the question because he was talking about drop. So you can have a seat, sir. Thank you very much, Dr. Ryan.
I don't know yet, and we're going to continue to do reporting on that question. We don't have the answer to what he said.
All right. So, Bilal, you have a question? Okay, shoot. Okay, let me take a senior man first. Let me name first.
Parvez Usman, and the question is for Dr. Shahbaz Gill. I think, I listened to your talks, but my question is, I'm not very personally optimistic on Pakistan only because I've seen it since a child. People are morally corrupt. Despite all the big talk, 90% of the nation is corrupt. Yes, there are wonderful people, there are everything. How optimistic are you personally looking at the moral fabric of the nation that this is going to work out and Pakistan will prosper someday?
That's a good question, by the way.
Very good question.
Thank you, Parvez.
اور ہم آپ کو کیا جواب دیں, ہمارے تو اپنے سارے اڈے ایسے ہی نکل آئے. آپ کے سامنے جو ہماری پارٹی کا بہت ساروں کا حال نکلا وہ آپ کے سامنے, اور وہ بھی عمران خان جیسا اجلا آدمی کہ جو اس کے پہلو میں رہ کے بھی نہ بدل سکے, تو آپ سوچیں ان کے دلوں پر کتنی مہر لگی ہوگی کہ جو عمران خان کے ساتھ رہ کے بھی نہیں بدل سکے. تو لیکن دیکھیے, ایک تو سچ ہے کہ جو ہمارے پاس صاف ستھرے لوگ تھے, اور یقین کیجئے میرے ذاتی خیال میں زیادہ تر پاکستان میں جو لوگ میڈیکل کالجز میں جاتے ہیں, میں اگر اپنا وقت یاد کرتا ہوں جب اسکول میں تھے, تو جو سب سے بہتر والے بچے ہوتے تھے وہ میڈیکل کالج میں صرف پڑھنے کی وجہ سے نہیں, ایمانداری کی وجہ سے, کیونکہ وہ پڑھتے ایمانداری سے تھے نا, چکر نہیں کرتے تھے وہاں پر, تو وہ سارے میڈیکل کالجز میں چلے جاتے. اب آپ مجھے بتائیے کہ ڈاکٹرز کو ہم ملک کے ادھر جو رہ جاتے ہیں, ادھر تو آپ آگے تو چلے, آپ پاکستان سے ہی آ گئے, آپ کی اپنی یہاں اسٹرگل ہے, لیکن جو وہاں ڈاکٹرز ہیں وہ آپ کا سب سے زیادہ کریم ہے اوپر والی. ان کو ہماری ریاست کتنا انوالو کرتی ہے ڈیسیجن میکنگ میں کسی چیز میں, آلموسٹ نان. اور ان کو کہتے ہیں آپ دوائیاں دیں بس لوگوں کو, آپ کو تو ایماندار بندہ جو وہاں ہے وہ کام کر کے ایک سرٹن لیول تک جا سکتا ہے, اوپر جائے گا تو اس کو وہ کاٹ ڈالیں گے, کوشش بھی کرے گا. تو آپ کی آبزرویشن بالکل درست ہے. اس کا ایک ہی طریقہ ہے کہ جو تھوڑے سے, آپ نے کہا ہے 90%, 90 نہیں, اللہ کے کرم سے ہم 99% کرپٹ ہیں. تو ایک دفعہ میں آخری لائن کہہ دوں کہ جہاز میں تھے ہم, میں اور خان صاحب اکیلے تھے, اور انہوں نے کسی کے بارے میں بات کی, تو اس بندے نے کرپشن کی تھی اور وہ ان کے سامنے آئی تھی, اور وہ بڑے بددل تھے, بڑے دکھی تھے اس کی کرپشن سے نہیں, لیکن کہ اس نے بھی کی ہے. تو غصے سے کہتے کہ یہ سب کرپشن کیسے کرتے ہیں, یہ سبھی کیسے ایسے نکل آتے ہیں. تو میں نے آگے سے ہنس کے کہا, کیونکہ مجھے پتا تھا وہ نہیں ڈانٹیں گے, میں نے کہا آپ نے بھی کر دینی تھی, آپ نے سافٹ ویئر نہیں ڈالا ہوا اللہ نے, یا آپ کی اماں نے آپ میں یہ سافٹ ویئر پڑھنے نہیں دیا, ورنہ آپ سے بھی ہو جانی تھی. یہ پاکستانی ہمارا قومی کھیل ہے کرپشن, اس کے بغیر ہمیں زندگی میننگ فل ہی نہیں لگتی. سو دس از اے پرابلم. لیکن اگر اوپر اچھے لوگ ہوں گے چاند, تو 100% کرپشن تو ہم کنٹرول کبھی بھی, یہاں بھی نہیں ہوتی, کہیں بھی نہیں ہوتی, لیکن ایک میننگ فل کام ہوگا. اگر آج عمران خان کی گورنمنٹ کو آپ کمپیئر کریں تو ٹھیک ہے, میں یہ نہیں کہہ رہا کسی نے کچھ نہیں کیا, لوگوں نے سب کچھ کیا ہوگا, لیکن ایک بھی there is not a one single meaningful corruption case which this regime could unearth or present in the court during Imran Khan's period. تو کچھ تو چینج آیا.
تھینک یو سر, تھینک یو. اچھا, اب یہ کرپشن کے اوپر پرویز صاحب دیکھیں, امریکہ میں جتنے پاکستانی ہیں دے 99% آنیسٹ, دے ناٹ کرپٹ. تو یہ تو نہیں ہو سکتا کہ ہر ایک کے ڈی این اے میں کرپشن ہے. دس از دی انوائرمنٹ دیٹ دے آر بریڈ ان, دے ڈونٹ ہیو اے چوائس ناٹ ٹو کرپٹ. ایک دفعہ میرے پولیٹیکل شو میں آئی ہیڈ دس کوشچن آسک کہ بھائی, میں نے ان سے پوچھا تو انہوں نے کہا میرے ابا جی تو پولیس میں تھے. تو میں نے کہا آپ کے ابا جی رشوت لیتے ہوں گے؟ کہ نہیں میرے ابا جی تو نہیں لیتے تھے. ان سے پوچھا تو کہنے میرے ابا میجر تھے. میں نے کہا وہ بھی لیتے ہوں گے؟ نہیں. میں ان سے پوچھا کہ انکم ٹیکس میں تھے تو کہنے لگا انکم ٹیکس میں نہیں, وہ بھی نہیں لیتے تھے. تو میں نے کہا پھر وہ سارے لوگ کون سے تھے جن سے مل کے آئے رشوت لیتے تھے وہ, رائٹ؟ تو دا ایشو از اٹ از ناٹ دیٹ پیپل آر بیڈ, پیپل آر جنرلی گڈ. ہاں یہ ضرور ہے کہ اگر ایک عورت 9 مہینے سے اپنے اپارٹمنٹ میں مری ہوئی ملے تو کسی کو یہ پتہ ہی نہیں ہے کہ وہ کیوں مری ہوئی ہے, اس کے گھر والے کہاں ہیں, گھر والے اس نے ڈیناؤنس کر دیے. بٹ آپ کا سوال ہو گیا. Now I'm going to go second.
Parvez sir, I want to add to this immoral question of Pakistanis.
Sure.
This is absolutely incorrect. that Pakistanis are more morally corrupt than 90% or 99%. There's no proof to that.
No, no, I never said. I never said. I never said that. Yes, 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 yes.
That was Dr.
Yeah,
Shahbaz
yes,
Gill.
yes, yes,
No.
yes, yes.
I have lived in two Western societies, United Kingdom, I'm British citizen. I've also lived in the United States 3 times.
Yeah.
Americans and British are as ready to do the corruption if an opportunity arises for them.
That is true. I agree.
If an opportunity presents itself, which is safe, there is no accountability, there is no risks. People anywhere in the world are ready to indulge in one, prone to, and they can do corruption. I have seen even people giving cash money here in different places. It is the political sense of direction of a society where you understand the process of history and the politics. Pakistani elite and Pakistani political system has no sense of direction. When people do not have sense of direction and they don't pick up the sense of history, then the system collapses. When a system collapses, then moral degradation happens and everybody is insecure. Corruption is a product of individual insecurity, right? That's the question for last.
Well, thank you very much. Good answer. Now, the other thing is, I think the other equation I really want to take it out from all of our speeches and from everyone that is Pakistani. We say हम लोग. Well, listen, मैं तो ऐसा नहीं हूँ. आप क्यों शामिल करते हो उस मजमे के अंदर अपने आप को? You need to look at yourself whether you are not. I'm not a corrupt person. I can say that. Well, right? Because if I do corruption, I'll go to just there's a jailer right there. He's sitting there. He's going to take me to Dallas County Jail. So therefore, that's okay. So another question, and just you know.
Brief. Yeah, my name is Rifa Chuptai. I'm the past president of POCPAC. I don't know if somebody knows this or not. One of the people who brought POCPAC where it is right now.
The founder of the two factions, right?
No, that's a, that's a different story. So this is an observation and a comment. When President Trump met with Field Marshal Asim Munir, wasn't that a slap on democracy itself from both the sides? So anybody can answer that question.
Trump should, sorry.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Yes. The the protocol is that the elected leader is supposed to meet the civilian elected leader, and that didn't happen, and that not happening is an acknowledgement by the United States of who they consider to be the de facto leader. So that's absolutely
Wonderful. Let me run to this next guy here. Old people.
Yeah.
Old people. You're not old.
I want to weigh in on that. I want to expand that.
Go ahead.
I think, Rifat, you asked a critical question. I think this is not the first time that this has happened. There's a long history of Pakistani dictators wined and dined at the White House, perhaps not in the cabinet room, perhaps in the Roosevelt room. But it's been happening at Camp David. It's been happening in the White House, and it's been happening for decades. Unfortunately, the very fact that this time around there's novelty, because this is technically not a dictator. This is technically still a grade 22. I don't even know grade 22 के ऊपर क्या होता है. Field marshal से शायद आप 23rd grade में चले जाते हैं, right? Maybe a grade उसकी ज़्यादा होगी, but he's technically still a government servant, which is completely out of American protocol. अब अगर ये dictator होता, तो फिर ठीक है, वो तो मुशर्रफ भी था, जो कुछ भी होता, ज़िया भी था, सब उधर उसी कमरे में, सब ने दुम्बे फाड़े में हैं, रेगन के साथ और निक्सन के साथ और किस के साथ, right? But the very fact that this particular government, this particular administration has taken this new move says a lot. The Pakistanis, I'm not going to comment much on. We take all day conversing about it. But it's a huge move from the American side, which must be critiqued in Washington and which must be pushed more. It's not just a signal. It's also a bit of disdainful tip of the hat towards a lack of democratic dispensation in Pakistan. It's sort of like the American protocol machine has spat in the face of the Pakistanis. Now, there was one important call after that meeting. That call went from Rubio to Shahbaz Sharif. Now, just to keep protocol,
बिकॉज स्टेट डिपार्टमेंट को ये किसी ने सवाल पूछना था अगली प्रेस ब्रीफिंग में कि क्या बकवास कर रहे हो तुम लोग. So the Americans are smart enough, the administration is smart enough to keep that protocol, but we all know that Rubio probably didn't even discuss the weather with Shahbaz Sharif because the conversation had been done. However, I encourage you and everybody else in this room to urge their representatives, the congressmen, the senators, to push this question forward on the floor of whatever legislative body they're a part of, that why is this happening from the American perspective.
So I agree with one thing, that they are just servant, they're getting paid by the taxpayers' money. So a military person should be the same as a civilian person. And I think these, by the way, this field marshal, all that stuff, this is just a token. It's a symbolic thing. It has no meaning, but that man is using it for his advantage or whatever that is. But again, Ghazala Sahaba, बैठे रहें आप, जल्दी से सवाल करें और मैं नीचे बैठ सकता हूँ, ऐसी मेरी कुर्सी चली गई है. माइक तो ले सकती हूँ आपसे. थैंक यू सो मच फॉर दिस. मैं मुझे दो बातें कर और ये सवाल भी है और ये एक तरह से आप लोगों के लिए चीज़ है जो हम सब फील करते हैं पाकिस्तानी. नंबर वन, मुईद आपने जब कहा कि whether it's about Imran Khan or Pakistan, right? This is very insulting to all of us that when, look, who is Imran Khan? Imran Khan is just an ideology for the people who want best for Pakistan, who want Pakistan to have a good system where we cannot be corrupt, because that will be the second. Can have democracy, can talk. You can live in Pakistan and have a vlog there and no one will detain you, right? So the people who are desperate here, all over in the world, for Pakistan to be as good as we are here, we talk. Yeah, okay, okay. So that is, please make a distinction. It is all about Pakistan, and we have found one person who has worked 27 years of his life to instill this thing in us, that what is Pakistan, what Pakistan should be. And that's why we want IK. Okay? So that is one thing. Number two, Mr. Gill, can I just one? We got 5 minutes for the shuttle. Oh, okay, good. 7 minutes left. All right, I can ask. Wonderful. Thank you very much. And anybody who wants to pick that up, wait, please. You have the microphone? It should be here, right? Yeah. Go ahead.
देखिए, her question is this, that I have said that most people I met talked about the concern about Imran Khan, but they're not raising question about Pakistan. Now she says that Imran Khan represents Pakistan, and they're raising questions about Imran Khan because Imran Khan represents the future of Pakistan, the will of the Pakistan, and the democracy as well. I made this comment because I have noticed increasingly, even in the Apna, the people distinguish between those who support Imran Khan as Imran Khan supporters. They do not identify as standing for Pakistan. Although I fully understand this thing that Imran Khan represents the good side of the Pakistan. And all those people who are here are not here for Imran Khan as a biological person, right? They're here for the goodness, the character, the uncorruptibility, the sense of direction, the positive thing about Imran Khan. So Imran Khan is, of course, a phenomenon. But unfortunately, from the other side, what is true is, like, I mean, if I can use the term, all of these are Imran-dus, They are just, for Imran Khan. I mean, they have divided, this split, and the two terms, Imrandu and the Patwari, are actually doing a total injustice and insult to the actual intellectual thrust of the whole debate for the past 3 years. It is actually not about the human being Imran Khan. It is actually about the set of values of democracy, the human right, the decency, the uncorruptibility of the man Imran Khan. He's a phenomena, and this is what he understands. This is what I meant.
अच्छा, मैं इसमें सिर्फ एक ऐड कर दूं जुमला. जैसे डॉक्टर साहब ने पहले कहा कि पूरी दुनिया में कहीं भी करप्शन का मौका किसी को मिले तो वो करता है. तो हमारा कोई ऐसा नहीं कि बायोलॉजिकली हमारे अंदर ऐसा है. तो मैं इनसे बिल्कुल अग्री करता हूं, और वही अगली बात हम करते हैं जो ये कर रहे हैं. इन्हीं की बात के ऊपर अगली बात हम करते हैं कि हम 99% करप्ट हैं क्योंकि हमें सिस्टम ये दे दिया गया है. तो इसका मतलब ये नहीं कि 99% हम बॉर्न करप्ट हैं, हम सारे ही अच्छे होते हैं. سول سروسز میں زیادہ بچے اچھا کام کرنے کے لیے آتے ہیں، لیکن وہ پہلے 6 مہینے پہلے 2 سال کے اندر ان کو اندازہ ہو جاتا ہے کہ اچھا کام کریں گے تو ٹرانسفر ہی ہوتا رہے گا. تو مجھے اب موویز میں بھی دیکھتے ہیں، وہی حقیقی لائف میں وہی ہے. تو بیسیکلی اب یہ جو سارا انوائرمنٹ ہمیں ملا، اس انوائرمنٹ کا جو آؤٹ کم ہے اس ٹائم پاکستان کے اندر، وہ موئی صاحب یاد کر لیں، جو ٹاپ کے اینکرز جرنلسٹ ہیں ان کی پرسنٹیج نکال لیں، وہ مزدور کی پرسنٹیج نکال لیں، وہ جنرلز کی نکال لیں. ہر بندہ اسی چیز پر ہے کہ جتنا داؤ لگ جائے وہ لگا لو. اور یہی کرپشن ہے کہ اپنی آپ شادی میں کھانا اتنا ڈالتے ہیں لوگ، آپ پلیٹیں دیکھ لیں جتنا وہ کھا نہیں سکتے. وہ ایک چھوٹی سی اپنے فارم کی کرپشن ہے. دوسرے کی بیٹی اور بیٹے کے بارے میں اور کسی اور کے کریکٹر پر ایسے باتیں کرتے ہیں اور اپنی طرف نہیں دیکھتے، وہ ایک اور لیول کی کرپشن ہے. تو ہر جگہ ہر ایک داؤ لگا رہا ہے. جاتے جاتے آخری جملے میں ایک بات کہوں کہ کل صبح ایک ویڈیو وائرل ہوئی پاکستان میں. ایک انکل تھے، عمر ہوگی ان کی 60 کے قریب، موٹر سائیکل پہ جا رہے تھے. انہوں نے میری باجی مریم کے لیے بی ورڈ استعمال کر دیا، جو کہ انہیں ایک خاتون کے لیے نہیں کرنا چاہیے انکل کو، لیکن وہ جن حالات میں تھے، میں اسے جسٹیفائی نہیں کر رہا، پانی تھا اس میں، موٹر سائیکل ڈوبی ہوئی تھی، تو انہوں نے وہ بی ورڈ جو ہے وہ ان کے لیے یو انہوں نے انہیں مارا پیٹا. تو یہ ہے وہاں کا سسٹم کہ جو علیب کے لیے ہے نا انصاف، وہ بہت کوئک ہے. جو غریب کے لیے ہے، وہ ایک پان والے کو کسی وجہ سے 5 دن کی، پان بیچنے والے کو 5 دن کی قید ہو گئی پاکستان میں. کتنی؟ 5 دن کی. اس کی کیس کی اپیل نہ سن سکے، اپیل لگ گئی، وہ 5 سال کے بعد ریلیز ہوا جیل سے. اور جو سیشن جج، انہوں نے ان سے معافی مانگی کہ اسٹیٹ نے آپ کو غلط 5 سال جیل میں رکھا، اور چیف جسٹس کے اوپر اب معذرت کے ساتھ مسخرے ہی ہیں سارے بیٹھے ہوئے ہیں. وہ کہتے ہیں ملک میں ہم نے تیز تر انصاف بنانا ہے. جانے سے پہلے ندیم زبان، تھینک یو سو ویری مچ، یو آلویز پٹ اپ گریٹ ایفرٹ فار آل یور ایونٹس. اور میں نے ندیم سے اسپیشل ریکویسٹ کی تھی کہ یہاں ایک ہی ایونٹ کریں، جلیل طارق، اینڈ ہی از ویری گریسفل that he accepted that request. اور انہوں نے اکٹھے یہاں پر وہ ایونٹ کیا. بہت ہی زبردست ایونٹ ہے. طارق، جلیل، ڈاکٹر محمد طارق، جلیل، ندیم زمان، اور جتنے بھی دوست جنہوں نے بھی کنٹریبیوٹ کیا، طارق خان پیچھے بیٹھے ہوئے ہیں. سو ملک صاحبہ ہماری بہت ہی ہونہار اور بڑی محترم نغمہ ملک صاحبہ، اور لگتا ہے یہ بھی نیکسٹ اپنا میں تصویریں ایسی لگی ہوں گی مریم کو. Thank you very much. Listen, I'm very short on time. Yeah, بس چلنے والی ہے چیز کے اندر اگر آپ کو انٹرول جانا ہو تو we are very very short of time. میرے خیال سے سوال بہت سارے ہیں. If you guys are ready, we can ask simple 1 or 2 questions. If you have any departing comments, I'll go you first. Just take a minute.
you're not interested, that's all. That's all Dr. Moeed, you can say any departing remarks that you need. Because I think we're done. Asha, I am glad the civic finally took place despite the president अपना